Hello. Mike's over here. Headset's over here. Nothing's prepared. As usual. Hello and welcome to the Model Railroads and Structures Show. Great start, huh? The Model Railroads and Structures Show is the show to see people build models, pull out their tools, talk about what they use, the products they use, how to use them, and show you what they do while they're using them. You know, some of the stuff's going to get cut out in post-edit, but I have to make sure everything's set up properly here. That's what's missing. I hope you're hearing me. Okay, so there we go. I got voices coming in my ears and stuff like that. And okay. So this is sound to me. Can I hear this? Yes. Does it go? It sounds like an echo. Oh well. We'll see how this all works in a minute when I get somebody on the call. Looks like it's working. What a great start, huh? So this show's all about getting people on and talking about the kits that we're building and stuff like that. And before I get any guests on today, what I wanted to do was to talk about a Craftsman kit that I want to build on the show. And I'll move my mic over here so keep the sound going good. What we have over here is the shipyard. Well, that didn't work too well. I gotta turn down the settings on this web camera. It looks like I'm using a Microsoft Life Cam, and I believe that it's set to, come on here now, devices. No. Over here. Playback devices, recording devices. Cable input. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I had this tested last night. And of course on the live show, this isn't going to be like this. What we're going to have on the live show, it's just not working. Okay. Live cam. I get the error up in the bottom of the screen. Come on, error, where are you? There's your error. No, that's not the error. Just gotta get this camera dialed down to 720p. Maybe this will work for us. I'll bet you that'll work for us. I had to turn down my bandwidth a little bit. So we'll try this. That's not bad right there. Okay, so the kit that I want to build on the show is the Sierra West scale models, the shipyard at Foss Landing. Anybody who's watched my prior videos will know that I built Foss Landing. I built Foss Landing twice. I built it once for a client and then also built the second copy for myself. I'm just going to check over here on to see if anybody's commenting on the YouTube or the video itself. Let's see, how do I get there? You get the, make sure everything's working here so that we don't have an issue. Okay, so it looks like it's working. Nobody's commenting on the live video, which is all good, However, if you have a question to ask, go to the video while it's live, and you'll be able to comment or guide the video. Now, I won't be able to keep my eye on the video consistently. However, I do have a control screen up that'll show me comments, I believe, if they come up. I just haven't seen any yet. Okay, so let's get into this Craftsman kit to show what it's all about. I don't use any special products. I use off-the-shelf products. I don't generally use model railroading specific products. I use stuff that I have taken from my career as a carpenter. I was a driver for an Amish barn building crew. We built barns. Actually, my first experiences with big conversations about trains and stuff like that was with a group of Amish gentlemen. So that's my experience. My introduction into trains was working on a barn that was right beside the railroad tracks, and my comrades would drop on the roof of the barn. The train would go by, like 100+ cars, and these guys would drop their belts and count the trains, which was highly humorous for me to go through. They're not the first men-child that I've ever come across, but they are very a simple folk, yet they taught me a lot about life and religion and even money. Anyways, let's get back to the kit, shall we? What we got here is a spiral bound book, so it can lay flat. So you could go through and do the step-by-step instructions all the way through to get this kit done. If we look at the last page, we'll see it's a 106-page manual. Hope that's on the camera. To build this kit. Not only that, we've got printed template sheets to make fencing. This is full size. You put your wood on there, tack it with some glue, and make a nice fence. No questions asked about sizes or measurements. Forget about the ruler. Just put it on the paper, and you know, it's easy. You know, like you know, many kits out there with their one-page manuals would tell you, okay, the fencing is about 1.25 inches tall, and you got to use these boards, and you know, they'll tell you how these measurements are. But the second you see it drawn out here, how these boards are all crooked right here, You know, a picture says 1,000 words, you know, and it, you know, 1,000 words would not fit in this spot. So it's an efficient way of telling people how to do something. Ladders as well. We've got two different styles of ladders here. One for something that's maybe homemade, and this one's probably for a permanent structure. Who knows? We'll find out in the instructions later on. Over here, we've got different parts. Oh, this is page B. It has nothing to do with it. Okay, so we've got the steam box. Part of making boats is to steam the boards so that when you nail them around the gussets, I believe. We'll find out that word later in the instructions too. But to bend those boards around the hull of the boat, you have to steam them so that they don't split along the grain. So steaming these boards, you can see how it's made on an angle. So the steam is put up. It steams all the way to the top, and up at the top it'll drip down and come down, and it's that's the system there, boys. You might have just learned something. Moving on, we've got the barge, derrick, and dock layout. We've got the these are dock templates. As we can see again, forget about the measurements on cutting your floor joists and floorboards. You know, all this stuff is basically here, and we take our, I like to use scalpels because I can get packs of them real cheap and they're super sharp. So you take my board and put it right on top and cut it to length. You turn that board around in circles so you don't have an angle while you cut, because usually when you cut a piece of wood, the angle on our razor will kind of cut out or cut in. But either way, you never really get a fair cut. So what I do is I cut, turn, cut, and then break it. So we've got templates. You know, there's two so far. Here we go, 3. This is the roof. It looks like the roof. Oh no, this is the main dock. You know how the rails come into the docks. You know, this is a serious kit. You know, this feature right here, how many times have you seen that? This is a legit wood dock, board on board. And we got to build the rail right into it. The boat. Now, what was the name of those things? I said gusset. Totally wrong. I don't see gusset around here anywhere. Well, it's not This Week in Boat History. Come on. So we got the keel. They teach you how to make the scaffolding to go along the ribs. Everything's here. Everything's here. And the great thing is that every kit in the world will tell you how to build this stuff, but they won't tell you how to weather it. Thanks to a gentleman named Brett Gallant who designed this kit, we've got opportunities to do something amazing. Now look at this. You ever built a sawmill? Well, if you're building a boat out of wood, there's got to be a spot to saw the logs. So on our diorama, we're going to have a saw table with rollers. The wood's going to run across the rollers. All these details are in the kit. There's no extra money involved except for your weathering, painting, and tools. It's all involved. So it's here. Move on. Roofing details. That's the last one. Put these templates together so I don't wreck them. If you watched a previous video, you'll know that after I build the kits, I like to sell the box so that I can recoup some of the money. And in this box, you're going to get this, basically. You know, you're going to get the templates and the instruction book. And that's going to be worth some money. I'm telling you right now, that's going to be worth some money. So I'm going to look over the video here to see if anybody's having any troubles with what I'm doing. Oh my God, we've got lots of comments. Right on. We've got Matt oh my Lord, Matt, I'm sorry I can't say it. You got to say it in front of me first so that I can pronounce it properly. I don't want to insult you. Hi, Sven. The crowd is gathering. Matt said, hello, Ron and everyone. Peter, my friend. Hey, everyone. Happy mRNS. S is Sunday. Yeah, we're going to have to work on that whole acronym thing. E-Fitter. Hi, E-Fitter. Sven, yes. Perfect. It's working. No problems yet, guys, eh? This is awesome. You know, it's a real treat to have you guys around. You know, it's more than just, it looks like there's 7 people watching. It's a beauty of a thing. So I'm going to invite my friends into the call after we get through the rest of these kit parts, because you know, if you've been on these calls with me before, you know that I've got the typical creative type. I get I've got bad ADD. Bad ADD. So I called Brett. Well, I never called. I emailed Brett Gallant about this kit. I said to Brett Gallant, I said, Brett, I want to do this kit on YouTube. Do you mind if I talk about your instructions, talk about your techniques? I don't want to do an audio book on your instructions, is what I mentioned to him. And but I want to show people what's involved with these Craftsman kits and what they're missing out on. So he said, you know what, thank you very much, Ron. I'm not reading from the email right now. I could, but I'm not. He said, thank you, Ron. You know, it's hard these days to really put out a technique and then watch somebody else use that technique in a clinic at a show and pretend like it is theirs. So I'm going to start this whole thing before I open this book, and I'm going to say to you guys right now that Ron Pare learned everything he learned by people like Brett Gallant, by people like Bob Van Gelder, by people like George Celios, Rail Scale Miniatures, Chris Distario. Oh my gosh, I'm so terrible with like names and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure I just called him the wrong name. The gentleman who runs Rail Scale Miniatures, they are the most unique kits, in my opinion, available today. His instructions come in a wire-bound book. I believe Rail Scale Miniatures takes all their kit, the template of making a kit is made through copying Sierra West and Fine Scale Miniatures and South River Model Works. These guys, they put a lot of effort into these techniques. They put a lot of effort into trying to teach people these techniques. And if you ever make a video online, please give credit to the person who taught you how to do it. You know, like when I first started all of this, I remember a gentleman named Norm Wolf commented to me about something that I did with sawdust. Now I was sitting on the front porch. I had a great big bag of sawdust in front of me. I had tons of dollar store acrylic paint, and I made my own ground foam out of that sawdust. Now I was sitting on the porch one day, you know, drinking a beer. I came up with that plan along with a whole bunch of stupid plans, So, it might have been the only good plan out of that day. The thing is I never got that technique out of a book, right? But after thinking about what Norm said to me in the comments after my little article on how to do ground foam, I thought to myself, well, I should probably give Dave Frary credit for coming up with that idea first, because I found out who came up with it first. There's no skin off my butt. I don't need to be known for sawdust scenery. Anyways, so Dave can have the sawdust scenery. No problem. Dave, you got it. And so the techniques I take out of these books are Brett Gallant's. And it's important that I say that, because Brett has techniques in this book that you'll never see in another kit. Let's start with the first technique. It's important. It's really important. Now he goes through tools, the first steps, like I'm going to skip this right now because that's getting into the kit building. This right here. No, this isn't it. It's right at the bottom here. Okay, this is where I read it. So I'm not going to read this verbatim to you. I just want to explain this paragraph. Like all of this book is, here's the goods right here. This is the goods. Now, when you paint something, what happens with the paint is that the layer of paint that is exposed to oxygen will dry. It'll dry in the way that the moisture will go away, and it'll be dry to the touch. Now, if you took that finger of yours and pressed down and pushed up, you'd push the paint with it. So even though the paint is dry to the touch, the paint is not cured from top to bottom. You see, if I put the paint down and 24 hours later I push my finger down and push up, that paint's not going to push along with my finger. So if I was to paint something and it was dry to the touch, not cured, but dry to the touch, and then I put another paint on top of it, those two paints can combine. However, if I allowed the paint to cure so that if I pushed it, it would be dry, 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 when I paint on top of it, those paints are not going to mix. So, if I have a black piece of wood, and then I took some white paint on my brush, and then I painted it on top of a dry to the touch paint, it'll start going gray. However, if I waited for the black to cure, I could put on my white paint on top, and you wouldn't see mixing, you would see brush strokes, which is a big difference. The brush strokes would show black underneath, and you would see no gray at all. So as you can see in that example, there's a big difference between dry to the touch and cured all the way through. And that's the thing that Brett teaches you on this page. Pastels. He goes through all his methods for pastels. Now, he doesn't want you to just put color on this as you're weathering as color. Brett wants you to add texture to your model. Have you ever seen rust that kind of is so substantial that it pushes the paint? You know, you see paint that's bubbled. That's rust underneath, pushing the paint out of the way. You know, there's texture in rust. There's texture in dirt. There's texture in dust. Brett explains these things in a very thought out way. You know, these are the things that Brett has really perfected over the 20 or 30 top quality kits that he's designed. We go through tools, texturing your wood. Again, I can't go through this book and read it out word for word for you, but these are the things that you get from spending the money on a Sierra West scale model kit. So like I said, maybe it might not today. I think this was a $350 kit. Could have been $400. It was worth every penny. I'm going to buy another one. Not another shipyard. If there's a client out there who wants this darn shipyard, email me, pare.ron@gmail.com. I'll build whatever you want. And if you want it on camera, we'll do that too. So, I think that's enough of that so that we don't have to plagiarize Brett's work. There's Brett Gallant of Sierra West Scale Models. Give him your money. He deserves it. If you want to learn how to be a top-notch modeler, Brett's going to teach you just as much as anybody else. Brett's the man. So, what do you get? Just a box of sticks to put together? Well, kind of. But kind of no, all at the same time. The manual is put together in parts. You got to build the dock. You've got to build the house or the structure. You've got to build the boat. You've got to build the sawmill. Each of these parts are put together in a bag which has a number on it, so that when you start working on a part of the model, once you're done the bag, you'll have a few extra parts that you can put in the box and use in other parts of the model. But it also makes it easier for weathering. You know, we can go through this bag and weather this whole bag 100%, and that could be about 2 or 3 nights work. You know, it's gluing these boards together is probably 1/3 of the work that you have to do to put this kit together. So we've got bags of sticks that apply to different portions of the kit construction. I got round piers. We've got laser cut wood pieces for the structure. And these laser cut wood pieces come with, oh, I thought those were nail holes, but doesn't seem to be. I'm sure that'll be in the instructions what that all is. Interesting though. We've got the boat. You know how other kits would probably expect you to start cutting out these ribs and stuff like that. This is a laser cut boat, and I'm going to cut this open. You look at these, I was just looking at it in the manual. The keel. We've got thick particle board keel, and then we've got two detail pieces we got to laminate on each side, it looks like. I haven't looked at the instructions, I'm just guessing. But you can see the board detail on the laminate piece that goes on. Look at that detail, it's amazing. It's not so hard to believe that when you go to the narrow gauge convention or the Craftsman Structure Show, or you know, these high-end competitions, it is usually a Sierra West scale model that's the first place prize or best in show. It is Brett Gallant's Sierra West scale models that has redefined the rules in some contests, because they just constantly win. You know, people complain, you know, you could basically buy yourself a win on a contest with one of these kits. And you know, one person would say that, sure, that's probably because you get everything cut out for you and there's nothing scratch built. But I would say that everything is scratch built. And the reason why these kits win is because of the instruction manual I just threw on the floor, not the instructions in the box. Brett teaches you the patience. He tells you to stop, weather the boards, board by board. So we got a boat here, and that's a detail nobody's got. Nobody anywhere's got that detail. Get through these wood parts so that we're done. Showed the laser cut wood pieces. Well, there's parts of this structure that is board on board construction, like board siding. So in those situations, you've got card stock that he's laser cut out. Starting to run out of space here. Let's see the roofing materials. Most laser cut kits come with a card stock roofing materials. And it's nice to have it in card stock, like a serial board thickness. That way, it's, you know, it's got it's quite substantial. You put a little bit of wood bracing on the back, and it's solid. So the kits go on and on and on. Now, you might say to yourself, well, that's card. How is that going to be a nice kit? Well, that's what these are for. These get glued to the outside. You're building this structure, Jack. You're building it. So there's yeah, the roofing pieces here again, and it's just high quality from the get-go. Windows and doors are made on this nice card. Now, the thing I like about this as compared to a plastic window or door, plastic needs to be washed in soapy water, because plastic has a release material from it being in its injection molded process, and they never clean that off. So if you use paints, you know, sometimes you use spray paint on that stuff, you know, it bubbles up, it flakes off. It's not the best of material to paint. It's the cheapest material for a company to sell an efficient, profitable product. However, Sierra West scale models doesn't care about the cheapness of plastic, because they just, you know, cardstock soaks in the paint. You know, cardstock will accept texture. Cardstock has a lot more abilities than plastic. So we can see we've got a full sheet of nice windows and doors and parts here that can be painted with anything, and it doesn't need to be clean. Don't clean it, you'll wreck it. Roofing material, black card. Detail parts. We're gonna wait for detail parts. So, and here's part of the barge derrick, which is a crane. So you build your own derrick crane. All the parts are in here. The rope, the chain, the brass rod. I'll bet you there's a base in the detail parts. Multimedia kit. The definition of a multimedia kit is that we've already got card and wood. We pulled out of the kit. We got cardstock windows. We got wood. We've got different sizes of copper and brass rod. I'm trying to get this piece out of the box. Come on, you. There we go. Brass rod, copper rod. We got in this bag, we've got brass chain. We've got little detail parts here. We got rope. We've got standing seam steel siding for roofing. Got shingles here, laser cut shingles. Signs, all kinds of doodads in this box, in this bag here. This one's looks like a good one. This is where the goods are, boys. So yeah, there's that. I'm gonna put these back in the box so I don't lose them. Brett doesn't use metal detail parts. Brett uses this kind of resin. It takes paint really well. Still needs to get the mold release washed off, but it takes paint really well. And as you can see, Brett really puts relief in between the bricks and stuff. You can actually put some scenery foam inside the cracks and stuff like that. You know, you go all out with this stuff. It's highly suggested you do go all out. Now, this is the last part of the kit that I want to share. I'm going to look at the comments to see if everything's going quality here still. I need a bigger table, eh, Ed? We'll work on that. I've got my camera will do a bigger shot, but it looks like I was running out of RAM because it was popping off. It's a high HD camera, so I just kind of need to update my computer to be able to do this show as nicely as we think it should be done. We'll get better. As time goes on, we'll figure it out. So this is the coup de grace here, boys and girls. There's parts in this bag right here that'll blow your mind. When you get a bag of parts from any other Craftsman kit, it has three things in it It's got tires. You've got wood barrels. You've got garbage cans of various sorts. And it's pretty much the same details in every kit. You know, you got your skid and all those three things I just stated. But when I look at this bag of parts right here, I'm going to put this aside. I see belt pulleys. I see gears. I see roller pads for the sawmill. I see the parts. There's the hacksaw for the sawmill. It looks like a steam powered hacksaw of some sort. Just a number of different things. You got the base to that derrick crane. just a number of unique, a shovel. It's just a crazy amount of parts that you've always thought to yourself, these are the things that you just pretend like they're there, you know? These are the things that you really wish you had the money to get them. Here they are. It's all in the kit. And that's a whole bunch of parts there, man. You're not going to use them all in this kit. You're not going to use them all. I guarantee it. So that means that after you're done this kit and you're happy with it and the extra parts you got in this bag, you build up a big box of extra parts like I've got. And forever and ever, amen, after that, you've got some of the best parts to put into your dioramas. You'd be like, that pulley. I got that pulley. I can do a whole pulley system like Bob Boudreaux's machine shop. Okay, the chances of me successfully doing that build just like Bob is very slim, but only because I don't have the instructions. So those are the white metal detail parts, or whatever you want to call them. So moving on, we've got a water tower for the roof of the building. Again, it's using this resin type of material. We've got probably a water pan of some sort, another retaining wall. This is a brick wall. Look at the relief in that brick. If you can't put mortar in between those brick lines there, you're doing something wrong. This is a skid probably for our, what is this called? A donkey? I don't know what it is. I bet you this is it has a winch on it. This is probably a winch. You probably pull things up the tracks and stuff like that. More bricks. And then we've got a shelving unit, the bench, and oil tank. And then we've got our complementary wood barrels, garbage cans, and wood boxes. These are the details that make this kit holy smokes, look at that kit model. It's amazing. Like I could sit here in one night and I could paint this winch up. I believe it's a winch. I could paint this up and I'd have a night of this. And I would enjoy it so much. It'd be worth every second of my time to sit there and rust it up, paint it gray, and then put rust on it and get texture in it like Brett talks about in his manual. This is a full-fledged kit. And if model railroading was a high school class, it is my assertion, it is my opinion that if the teacher bought one of these kits to build over the year in front of the kids, it would be the best class. They'd be the best modelers ever. It's just something that really changed my modeling career, biting the bullet and buying a kit that I couldn't afford. I was lucky. I got my first kit paid for, but after you build your first one, you're hooked. And if you're not, then your teacher's too good, I guess. So that was my demonstration. Let me see if I can invite a few friends in on here. I think that we've got a couple people in the call. Oh, look, we've got we got Hoffy, Ron Kleiss. Hi, Ron. How you doing? model is the shipyard at Foss Landing by Sierra West Scale Models. The sawmill kit is much more expensive than I'd ever be able to afford, as a matter of fact. Okay. I'll bring up the quality over here so I don't hide anybody. Okay, so let's try to get a couple of people in here. Let's see if Sven wants to come in. My friend Sven. And we got about 15 people out in the crowd. That's pretty cool, huh? I love it. So I put an invitation out to Sven. I'm gonna put an invitation out to my friend Edward, just because we got a habit. And we'll just invite a bunch of people in here just to. So if all you guys are on your Google Plus account, you would have gotten your invitation. I can pass invitations off onto if you contact me on Facebook, I've got that open. So if you didn't get your invitation,
well,
just go over onto Facebook and I'll
Ron
pop you off
trying
the
to
link.
Get me on.
Get you in here. Oh,
can you hear
hi,
me?
Peter. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
I gotta turn on some volume around here somewhere to see if I've got volume. Hi.
Hi, I'm trying to tell whether you can hear me.
But
you can hear me, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself for now.
I've got to turn off a volume here. Okay, that's off.
Well, here I'll leave my volume on.
Are you hearing an echo?
Yeah, I'm hearing an echo in your voice at least.
Check, check, check.
It's getting better.
Check.
Maybe you need to turn your gain down a little.
I sure hope everybody was listening.
Just now? Oh, I see what's going on. I'm trying to figure out how I can get the camera to reverse itself so that I'm using the front camera instead of the back camera. Oh, okay. I just figured it out. I'm trying to figure out how I can get the camera to reverse itself so that I'm using the front camera instead of the back camera. How did it just replay what I just said? Are you on some kind of a time delay or something? Okay. I just figured it out. I'm trying to figure out how I can get the camera to reverse itself so that I'm using the front camera instead of the back camera. How did it just replay what I just said?
It just did it for the
Are
third
we on
time.
some kind of a time delay or something? Okay. Karen, could you close these blinds behind me?
You know, I would really have appreciated knowing that you were on a radio line with somebody. I didn't know that was possible on Sunday morning.
Well, I'm not really.
Yes, you are.
We're just getting the... Karen, could you close these blinds behind me?
You know, I would really have appreciated knowing that you were on a radio line with somebody. I didn't know that was possible on Sunday morning.
This is weird.
I would really have appreciated knowing that you were on a radio line with somebody. I didn't know that was possible.
I don't hear Ron at all. He just his
Do you
mouth.
hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, Sven. Well, we can talk since Ron's like talking to himself. What's up? How are you today?
Not too much. It's raining outside, so the perfect weather to sit inside.
It's nice and sunny here, but I haven't even been outside yet. I went outside to get my electric drill. Other than that, I've been inside. It's Sunday here. It's a nice day. I might go outside. I don't know.
Check.
Somebody checked.
Yes, we can hear you.
It's nice and sunny here, but I haven't even been outside yet. I went outside to get my electric drill. Other than that, I've been inside. It's Sunday here. It's damn time warped. Somebody's playing the delayed YouTube, and it's bleeding across the into the chat here, I think. So
I still haven't got the technical glitches worked out.
Check. So I was doing some modeling this morning, and I was drilling a hole for a lamppost, and I managed to hit the one brace across the entire area.
Can you guys hear me at all?
I hear you saying, do you guys hear me at all?
No.
No, Ron, we don't hear it. We don't hear nothing either. What the hell keep going?
Oh my goodness.
You doing your magic?
I tried to set up this voice meter thing, and it works for recording on the front end, but on the back end is not working. Check.
Yeah, at least we can hear you now.
Well, I can.
Okay, I'm gonna have to restart my computer, I think. Give me a thumbs up if that's a good idea.
I think that would end this recording. Would it? No, it wouldn't.
Okay. I guess I have to restart the computer. Do you want to host this call, Sven?
As long
Or
as
do you
we
think
stay
Ed would
on,
be able to do
this
it
Hangout
better?
should be alive.
I can't hear him. I can't hear anything. Why is this?
Wait a minute. That. Move this over here. We here.
Okay.
I can talk to Sven. Let me say. I can hear Sven. Move this over here. We here. This is a highly professional chat. I can talk to Sven. Let me say. I can hear Sven.
This is hilarious.
So here, we here. This is funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ron, if you ever are able to hear this, but you know, the other day, Ron burned his hand on a grease fire, and he took some pain meds, and it was like talking to a crazy person. He wasn't making any sense. He was so high he didn't know where he was.
Check.
So that was the good stuff then.
Oh yeah, I wonder if it's something they sell in Canada.
This is
And
a
like,
disaster.
dude, you need to take a nap.
Okay. So I'm gonna restart the entire computer. Sorry, guys. Wish I wasn't such a bonehead sometimes.
At least I hope you're wearing pants. So anyway, Sven, since we're, yeah, I'm drilling a hole,
Check.
and out of a couple of feet, the entire area is clear under the layout except for one brace, and I managed to hit that. And so do they have Murphy's Law in Germany?
Check.
Yes, of course.
Check.
Oh, I mean, maybe you had a
Why
version.
doesn't A go out?
But anything that can go wrong will.
Check.
And I like the color that Larry says. If there's only 4 ways, and only 4 ways something can go wrong, and you prevent all
Check.
4, a 5th one will magically appear. Nice headphones.
Check.
Check.
That's
So anyway, I'm drilling a hole in my river in the epoxy, the Envirotech, and I used a Forstner bit. It makes a very nice hole without chewing anything up. So I got that gluing in place now. I put a I rebuilt my oh, you can see it in the distance behind me. I rebuilt my the wall of my little shed, not the wall, the sliding door, and I had to put some poles in because it sits right next to the water, so I put a pole in the water to support the end of the door. I don't care if it doesn't make any sense. I think it looks neat. You know, it's like I don't care. It's if I kind of a model like how would I do this if I was living there and I had to support the door and the water's right there. I put a pole in the water. I don't care. You know, engineers won't like it. If you like how real people build stuff, they just make it work.
So I see Ron could leave the call, and we are still live, but probably not recording at the moment.
Probably not. I actually recorded a little short test video this morning on Hangout Live, just to see if I could do it. We had a Hangout open yesterday, just me and some of the other guys, and it was after it was like we should have recorded part of this because it was some good information. I was talking to one of the guys, and I went through from Shapeways, not Shapeways, from SketchUp, exported in a 3D file, and went through the entire process all the way up to upload it to Shapeways and put it in the store. And I said, well, darn, this is good information. I should have recorded this.
Yeah, there we are at Murphy's Law again.
Yeah, well, there's if I can screw it up, I will. As let's see. Let me get a new window open so I can. I posted a. Well, I think it was funny, but it's a little bit of humor this morning. There's a Murphy Law site, and there is a Air Force doctor, a Colonel John P. Strapp, had a paradox. Strapp's ironical paradox, which says the universal aptitude for ineptitude makes any human accomplishment an incredible miracle. You see that when you know people doing dumb stuff, and just like, wow, that's interesting. Did you see the video from Spain where they had they were shoving these big containers? They had a bull inside the container. Did you see that video on YouTube?
No.
On Facebook? No. It's in Spain, and there's a I don't know 20 people, right? And they're all talking and carrying on and laughing, and they're pushing these big metal boxes, I guess, to get the bulls for the bullfight. And the bull gets out. People are running like, I said, it looked like a velociraptor come out. Luckily for them, there was a fence with the openings the people could get through, the bull couldn't. People were running like chickens. It was like that the door started bouncing, and the people was like, ah! And luckily, the bull, when he come out, it was one of those fighting bulls, right, for the ring, and he slips on the gravel. He slipped. He slowed him down, so the people would run away. It was funny. Don't put a bull in a box. In fact, I wonder if I can probably link to that. It's worth watching. Yeah, I've watched it like. Let's see.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we could hear
I
you
can hear
all the
you.
time.
Oh my god.
We've heard you the entire time we could hear you.
Was it good quality at least?
Well, it was when we were hearing the same thing like 3 times, like time warping.
It's this. It's a real nifty software that I was told about, and it really works. You just have to set it up right.
That's usually correct for most anything.
Yeah.
You know.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to filter the sound before it goes to Hangouts so I can record it. And
Oh, like a time delay in case you like do something you don't want anybody to see.
It was a total disaster.
They used to have them on a live television, so if somebody curses, they can like stop it.
Well, I didn't pull out the whiskey. Oh my goodness.
Say what? You didn't what?
I didn't pull out the whiskey.
Well, I told Sven about the day you burned your hand in the grease fire, and you were doing some serious drugs.
It's not serious, just the normal.
Well, that is, you was like whacked out, dude.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't type 2 sentences in a row that was in English. It was in Canadian, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't do these things. Like I still have half a bottle here. It's only when needed. It's not when the doctor tells you. It's not like antibiotics.
I would just suggest the next time you do that, don't operate any power tools.
It's the best time. No fear. Well, I guess I'll see what the video looks like in the aftermath. However, an interesting thing is I can shut down my computer and bring it back up, and this Hangout stays live.
Uh-huh.
Yep. As long as there's participants, and also the link doesn't expire.
Wow.
So you can always reuse the same link.
Yeah, because it says it's a permanent link. So you can close everything down and go back to that link in the chat. The only difference is you join it instead of starting it, which I don't know if it makes a difference.
You know, there's a possibility that we could keep the same link weekly, a permanent show. I just don't know how that would work.
Well, if you go to your Hangout screen, it'll say like delete this Hangout, and you're deleting a permanent Hangout. You go back a week ago when you and I were talking. And you can go, oh, delete this Hangout, and you lose all your data. But if you don't delete it, it's still there, evidently.
Well, the thing is that when you end the Hangout, it triggers the system to spit out a video.
Ah, I got you.
Right. I think that's how it works. We'll see how it works at the end of today.
I did a test this morning of a live Hangout just to see if I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I ended the video, it wrote it to the YouTube channel thingy.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that set to private when it first sets up, and then I can download it and stuff.
Yes,
I might do that this time.
That's what I found. This guy giving an instruction. He said, you just invite yourself to your Hangout, and you can record you invite specific people. You don't make it public. You publish it, and nobody sees it except you. And then you download it and do your magic and remove all the nasty pictures and stuff, and then you upload it again.
Yeah. So Sven, what happened this week?
I got some work done. At least I started turning something like this. Yeah, nice and shiny black trucks, and not real detailed underneath. Roof is green. There's a truck.
Oh, that looks good.
And this is only sandblasted, the black plastic.
Okay, to give it
And
texture.
then I added some powders and some flat clear coat.
Now, do you have a hobby sandblaster? Is that what you've got?
That little Badger sandblasting tool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That looks like an airbrush, but isn't.
Mm-hmm.
With the little glass cup underneath. Yeah, it's basically like a single-action airbrush.
Very cool.
So, the roof is silver now and has a first dark gray wash.
Yeah. Looks really good.
And there's the rest of the car, or the beginning of its bad days.
Yeah.
So again, the BN logo is faded with this sandblasting tool.
Oh, I see. I've got a burnishing tool for that. But I haven't used it yet. I got one of these for that. You can see that.
So Ben, what do you use for the abrasive?
It came with a bottle of aluminum oxide.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Because
And that works.
I'm sorry, I was going to say some of the guys use baking powder
Yeah.
for like you can fade decals. You can just take the top surface off. But the reason I'm asking, I got one of those which I've only used one time. Which
Something just went weird there.
Yeah, yeah.
Echo.
Steve, is that your echo? He's muted, so...
Yes, I muted him, so it should now be gone.
Yeah. So what's happening, Steve, is
okay,
the
so
sound
problems.
Sorry, go ahead.
Am I causing all the problems today?
we brought you in so we can blame you.
Yes, this chaos brought to you by Hoffy. Hoffy, screwing everything up on a daily basis.
Actually, the Hoffy worked perfect last night.
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
And everything's sounding okay now?
It's just actually there's an echo from your speakers going into your mic.
Interesting. Okay. Wearing headphones.
Oh.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Good. All right. So there's an echo.
Do you have the YouTube video running in the background?
No, I do not. Let me go through here and make sure everything's out of the way. See if I can find where the crossover's happening. I'm actually using that software that Ron was trying to use. I'm the culprit that told him about
there
it.
you go.
That fix it?
I don't know.
There, guys? Echo?
No, it doesn't seem so now.
Oh, good. Alrighty then. Wow.
Oh, no, now it is.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'd say go go back into your little speaker there in the bottom right. And turn off the whole system. And restart.
How about now? Did that fix it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, hello.
There's a big delay.
Yeah, that figures. All right, let me work on this. I'll go quiet and see if we can turn this crap off.
Check at the top of your screen. The settings. The icon settings. You can set the where the microphone, where the speakers. There's one place to check. Anyway.
So if we mute him, it all ends. Yeah. So Sven, can I hear you?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
If I say something.
Yeah, it was all going through Hoff's. Same thing that was happening to me, Hoff. Nothing against you, bro. Nothing.
By the way, I like your and Sven's little
lower third.
Yeah, that thing. That's cool.
Thank you, Sven.
I'm gonna have to get you one.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it looks awfully familiar.
I gotta put my head in the proper spot of the screen so it works. Yeah, so let's get this show back on track, I guess. That software is kind of it's taking us and putting it through Hoffy's computer, and then Hoffy's going twice on us. So it's something that I had to restart my computer and shut off the default communications device and default playback device. We'll give you the link to come back in if you want to fix it that way. It doesn't matter to me. Anyways, everybody, this is Steve Hoffmeister. We talked on Facebook, and he's a modeler. He wanted to do his own show, so I figured, why don't you come on this show, and we'll do all the screw-ups so that when you do your own show, you can, we'll help you. We'll promote you into the whole thing. We'll have fun with it. It's just, it's not about our show. We'll help anybody start their own show. And if you can help us to have a better quality show, sure, come on. So
it made it hard, made it worse.
I just hope I spent an hour talking about a Sierra West kit, and then I look on the chat, and Ron Kleiss is saying it's the Sawmill kit. And I'm like, oh, no, it's not that kit. I hope that was a viewable portion of the show.
When you went through all the huge stack of stuff and you were describing the parts and stuff, yeah, I mean, I saw it. When you were talking about the little bag had all the little cast metal parts and all that.
Okay.
So, yeah, we saw that. Now, whether you recorded it or not, who knows?
And did you hear me talking during it?
Yes.
And the quality was good?
We heard you the entire time until you blew it up.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's okay. Like, I'll screw things up all the time.
Yeah, well.
There's only one thing that made me a good modeler. One thing. Screwing up just like that.
I posted earlier a link. I made a comment up on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it was I was talking about Murphy's Law, right? And in the middle of it, there was a statement by this Air Force doctor that applies perfectly. It says, Air Force Doctor Colonel John P. Stapp had a paradox, Stapp's ironical paradox, which says, the universal aptitude for ineptitude makes any human accomplishment an incredible miracle.
Well, let's just put this down to this. If I accomplish this, it'll be a miracle. Actually,
by the way, before you get started, I was on a
you didn't
hangout
start
last night.
already?
I was on a hangout yesterday with I had like 3 or 4 other guys on there, and you got some good compliments on the way the show is going. People are liking it, so
awesome. I actually, you had Peter Skill. I want to try to get him into the show because he said so many nice things about me. I want to give him the chance to come on the show.
You need to have somebody say something nice.
I know. For real. I can't find him in. Actually, I'll send him the link over on Facebook. So, if you want to continue on, Sven, or if you were done, that looked really good. Are you using a wash to lighten the green?
Yes, I want to try to mix a fade mix. So I've applied a few. Well, actually, it's only one decal. Yeah, one part is sitting here. The other part is sitting right here. And that's already slightly faded. And a little bit, yeah, damaged. So it isn't that vibrant anymore. And I tried the first pin wash application around the doors and along the door tracks, getting it a little bit darker. So the next step would be the roof. I think I'll use some brown Vallejo paints, give it one coat or a thin mist of this brown, and then continue with some brown chalks. And for the fade mix, I think I'll start with this Fern Green. That's a pretty close match to the original color. And mix it with some, that's an off-white pastel white. And maybe some blue. But before I attack the car, I make myself some sort of a color chart. Start from there, just thin down that it's go through an airbrush, and then mix in white until I get a color that I'm satisfied with before I go and brush it on the car itself. So it's quite a time-consuming and tedious process, but yeah, I'm shooting for an overall appearance like Gary Christensen's work is fantastic. Lance Mindheim has done some great work.
Yeah, Gary Christensen does some amazing work, high fidelity. Actually, a couple of techniques that I'm going to be using to try and do the fade on those things myself. One is, it's not the most permanent, and it's actually, I don't know if it's a proper way to do it. If you dull coat the car and then put isopropyl alcohol on it, that'll make the dull coat turn whitish. Now, I don't know if that'll actually affect the green as much as just look like it's got a calcium scale on top. But also, I've also heard people making a acrylic wash, 1 part acrylic white with like 10 parts water or more, you know, a real wash, and you put that on top of a dull coat. so that when you put it on, you can really, if it's too much, you can try to take it off without affecting the layers underneath it.
Yeah, but I must say this car is molded in green plastic.
Yeah.
So taking off those logos with the air eraser doesn't damage paint underneath because there is no paint. It's green plastic.
Yeah, so that's to your benefit.
Yep. So that method works on colored plastic, but definitely not on painted boxcars with added decals on top.
Yeah, I
For
just
those,
recently.
I would either use very fine sandpaper, somewhat 1200 grit, 1600 grit, wet sandpaper, and then sand it off.
Yeah, I'm just looking for. You never know what's on the model itself. Sometimes it's like I use solvent on one car that was molded in colored plastic like yours, and I had no problem with it. But then I took my solvent-based gel coat and put it on my Soline car, and you can see right here it just destroyed the lettering. So I have to come back and kind of work that in somehow, and then start over again. You got to really worry about what is on these cars, because sometimes, like you said, the green paint is actual green paint.
Yeah, the nice thing about boxcars is you can pull them apart, get the roof off, and take a look inside. The inside will tell you if it's painted or molded in that color.
Good point. Good point. So
and other than that, try it on the underside, somewhere at the bottom where you can hide it.
Yeah. Hi, Peter. You got your mic going, Peter?
Hey. Good morning, Ron. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Awesome work as always. I've got Sunday mornings blocked out to tune in from now until 2020. So
right on. My contract's good till then.
Good.
Awesome. So I see you're down in the workshop too.
I am. Yeah, I live in Las Vegas, and unfortunately we don't have basements out here, so my wife has cast me out into the garage, so this is my man cave.
It's a good spot to be if you've got air.
That's right.
I seen that you built a grain facility module recently. That was a real nice model there.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we're there isn't. I moved here from Massachusetts, and back east seemed like there was a model railroad club on every corner, and out here in Las Vegas, it's all RC cars and planes and very little railroads. So I created these flyers and at the different railroad shops, and found 2 or 3 people that were interested in starting a group. So we've started a modular Fremo group out here, and we're coming along. We're only a few of us, but each of us are building a module, and we're hoping to be able to participate in some of the shows and bring in here in the new.
Cool. I know that Tom Barbalet used to live in the Vegas area. I wonder if you tried to get on his show, maybe talked about your stuff, maybe some of his audience who live in the Vegas area would be able to connect with you.
That's a good idea. I haven't reached out to him. Ironically, do you know Jimmy Simmons from Monster Model Works?
I know who he is, yes.
His dad lives out here, and yesterday I got an invitation. I went out to an open house that his dad had, and there's a group of about maybe 6 or 7 guys that kind of wrote underground. So I found them by accident. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, that's a great idea. I should reach out to Tom and see if he's got any old friends out here.
Yeah, he's got a great show, and you know, the audience that he has are, you know, mostly pretty tight model railroads. Can you do me a favor, Peter? In the top middle of your screen, there's a little bars, kind of like a cell phone bars. If you adjust yours down one, so that
I had him do that yesterday.
yeah, because
I met
your video's squeezing out the sound on you.
Okay, let me. Okay, I'm going to low now. How's that? Is that any better?
Yeah, much better.
It could be just a time of day
cool.
thing. You know, like for me, I've got 2 kids who love YouTube and Netflix and everything that's like, they've cut the cord. They don't want to watch some kind of cartoon that's like on a schedule. They want to watch what they want, you know, when they want to watch it. So sometimes I have to dial down too. So if I'm cutting out on you guys, give me the heads up and I'll dial down too.
Cool. No, I think the quality's been great.
Oh, that's a relief.
Yeah, I have one of them too right now over there sucking up all the bandwidth.
Yeah. So, Hoff, what kind of modeling do you do?
Oh, well, right now I haven't been doing too much of anything. I just got done tearing down my old bench and building a shelf-based deal. So everything's in chaos. So I have a model of a mess.
A model of a mess.
Yeah, you see it behind me, a pile of mess. Actual scale.
I model storage on top of my layout often.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm just trying to get back in the swing of things. I do end scale. Haven't gotten too much modeling done. I had pretty good progress with landscaping and whatnot on the layout I tore apart, but I just couldn't, the way I had it built, I couldn't get up on it anymore.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so I'm just trying to get back in the swing and, you know.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get stuck at that point where they're like, I've done a lot of work on this layout and I don't want to tear it out, but I don't have any inspiration in it, or it's not working for me. To turn around and pull that thing down and start over, you're actually, you know, with a little bit of inspiration under your belt, you'll work like 10 men, you know. So.
Oh yeah. I'm really happy with how things are coming together here on this second run, and hopefully have something worthwhile to show off here in a couple weeks once I get everything sorted back out.
Yeah. Well, and you know, that's one thing about going on a show like this too. It'll put a little fire under your butt.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, I'm looking for insight and input, and I don't have a lot of that around here where I'm at. I mean, there's tons of modelers, there's tons of railroaders, there's a big show that happens down here like every 3 months, but there's no direct connection. The local group I'm not really into too much. They're a little full of themselves, but
it's not always
I'm really
the easiest thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to picking up the insight and hearing what everyone's got to share.
Yeah, I used to be a part of a club too, and you know, I didn't feel comfortable. A lot of people there, you know, really tried to make me feel comfortable, but you know, all it takes is a couple of bad apples to make you not feel. This is about inspiration, you know, and if the club doesn't provide that for you, it's not against them. It's just, I'm going to mute you, Mike, or Ed. Or is that Ed?
No, it's not me. I was already muted, darn it.
Yep.
Hey, it's not me getting blamed.
Yeah.
Though I was guilty. I will say I was guilty. That whole software snafu was my fault. I'm the one that told Ron about that audio software.
Oh goodness.
So
It
it's
works good.
all my fault.
I just got to get the testing out. You see, Steve, I've got this thing, and I've heard another person talk about it in the same way, and Lionel Strang, he'll say, let's stop, let's not do it here, let's do it on the show, because you don't want to talk about something twice, right? And I'm that way, like I'll forget. I'll have all kinds of great questions, and the first time I ask those questions, they're wiped off the slate. They're not coming back, so.
I hear you.
Yeah, so I just try to try to keep things on the fly that way. So.
I hear you. Well, we're talking about the club thing. Like you identified in the previous recordings, I'm a shy kind of guy too. I'm not one who's very good in the public spectrum, so that's my issue with the whole club aspect. So.
And this is nothing against clubs in general, because
no, God no.
Yeah, clubs are really your first step to see what's possible in the hobby. Like nobody's gonna invite you into a private layout to see this built empire.
Right.
To get into a club and to witness what the possibilities are, and sometimes a 40-foot square layout or something like that. That's really something to get under your skin and hook you into the hobby. So these clubs are really our first point of contact for the general public. So even if you're not part of the club, you should be supporting the club in some way.
Right. Well, I got my son in club, and he participates with them occasionally. They actually gave him a train and track and the whole deal, so they really bit him with the bug of the larger scales. But like I said, we do N scale here basically because there's no space.
Yes. Yeah, I can't do N scale.
It's just way too small.
Yeah, I have a hard enough
my
time
days when I
thinking.
say the same thing.
Like I've got this HO scale technique for painting, and it goes something like this. N scale, that doesn't work. That's a whole part.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. So a couple things I wanted to say I've been thinking of this week. I did a couple of videos for the live broadcast last week, and after I got them finished, I figured out that it was way too much work what I was doing. So I think I'm going to redo that first video so that it's a highlights, cut down drastically to its length. So it's like about an hour long, and it's highlights of what happened in the 5.5 hours that was on last Sunday. Now I'm going to release that on its own channel so that a lot of people, there's people who don't like me, and that's okay. So I want to be able to get videos on a channel of its own, branding, Modelers Guild, and then that stuff's just available in the full length, and all the marginal quality stuff, I don't know, the stuff that I don't care to show. Like I think this raw stuff is perfect. I watch raw stuff on Twit TV every day. Like, I don't listen to the radio all the time. I watch these people produce video shows all day, and I learn from them. So I don't know. So that's my reasoning for doing that, and but I kind of want to invite Sven to host parts of this show. I'm asking you publicly to put you on the spot.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, but
Well.
I think that we should have different hosts be different parts of this because I'm not going to be able to do 5.5 hours. I've got Al Mayo who may call in at around 2 o'clock, and we'll talk about stuff with him. Everybody knows that Al is a man of his own character. He's he says whatever he wants to say, and I like that. I like it a lot. I don't really like some of the things he says, but I like his style in that regard. So just trying to figure out where that sound was coming from. Huh? Could be me. So Al Mayo may call in at around 2 o'clock, and also James Wright may call in again so that we can possibly help him with his layout a little bit more. Well, not help him with his layout, give him answer the questions he may have for us, which is a pretty unique opportunity.
Cool.
That was a great interview last week with him.
Yeah, thank you. I think I crossed a bridge there with him.
Yeah, and
hopefully crossed the bridge.
Yeah, we got to see a new dynamic of him. I've been watching his reviews for a long time, but that different context just showed a whole different side of him. I thought it was pretty cool.
We're human, and the worst part of doing the things that we do, like I can say we now because I got 150 plus videos on YouTube, is that there's people who don't like what you do because they want to do it themselves maybe or something, and they don't communicate to you properly, so you get a lot of bashing, you get a lot of people who talk really ignorantly, and it's usually behind closed doors and stuff like that. Well, after somebody says something like that to you, especially if you're like me, it destroys your day, like you get put into an awful mood, and then it's just a bad situation. So you find a lot of people like me and James Wright to be very defensive people, on the attack. And it's just, we want to do what we want to do with our lives in peace. And if you don't like it, just change the channel.
Don't watch it.
Yeah.
Basically. So, yeah, I'd like to invite Sven to come up with things, maybe an hour long, invite somebody to come in. I don't know if Ulrich, how do I pronounce her name? Ulrich. Okay. Yeah, I've been thinking of some kind of Vikings translation, and it's German. It's not going to work. I don't know if it's insulting. I love that show, by the way. I love it. So, yeah. Ed, did you get your camera?
Yes, I did.
Do you like it?
Oh yeah, I love it. It's got one thing I really like beyond what we talked about is the fact that let me show you. Let me show me. Okay. It looks like the regular Nikon, right? But check this out. Well, if I can get around to where. Look at that.
Oh, that's neat.
So you can be like down at low level, and so you can be like, damn, how you turn this thing around?
I know exactly what issue that fixes.
So like you're like this. You're taking a picture at low level, and you can look down
Yeah.
Well, turn it around. Well, yeah, got to turn it around so the in other words, so if I turn it on, let me show you.
Yeah, that's really good to stop from the up the nose shot.
There, see? So you can have it, yeah, so I can be up above you and flip it around the other way, like that.
Yeah.
Or like you said, at track level, and you're actually looking at it from like this. So,
Oh wow.
Um,
Yeah, that's a good application.
yeah, I like that. And of course, I use the Helicon remote. Oh, that's nice. So I did a stacked photo, and it did 30 pictures or 40 pictures or whatever it is. It comes up.
Does it have bracketing?
I think so. Oh, you mean the camera?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh wow. Cool. Okay, so I'm opening up the floor. I have heard my wife just got home, so I should put some blocks on the door or something. Maybe lock it. Sign that says no women allowed. Sorry, Ulrich.
No,
sorry, Ulrich.
No girls. GURL. Yes.
Yeah. They'll understand completely. I'll be right back. About 10.
I think that's supposed to mean 10 minutes.
10 minutes, 10 seconds.
Yeah, whatever.
I was
Let
telling
the party begin.
last night I was talking to Peter there in the red shirt, and I went through an entire, well, I told Spin this, but I went through an entire in the Hangout, and I went from SketchUp, went through all the process of fixing the file, uploading the Shapeways, putting it in store. And he says, that's some good information. And I go, yeah, I should have recorded this stupid thing. Yeah. Because it's... But I did test this morning, as I told Ron, and I did successfully upload a Hangout Live to my YouTube, whatever it is. Of course, I forgot to plug in the microphone, the headphones, so I was going like that, but it still worked.
That was great information, though, Ed. That's your fluency on SketchUp just boggles my mind.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, I've been doing it like everything else. I've done screwed up so many times and had to fix the screw ups. I mean, that's the only way to get proficient, right? Really?
Yep, exactly.
Practice through failure.
You go, what happened? What happened? Why did that blow up? Or why is I'll give you an example. If you export an STL, a DAE file from SketchUp, you export it to an STL, and SketchUp, one of the problems you run into when you're first starting out is that it exports in inches. And it doesn't matter if you're modeling in millimeters, or you're modeling in feet, or yards. The file exports in inches. So if you make a block that's 25.4 millimeters on the side, this cube, you export it, it will be 1. Because it uses that's a native measuring system, right? Well, until you understand that, you start getting weird stuff when you're trying to export a file.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what the heck? Where's these numbers coming from? And you realize that although you were modeling in feet, you're doing an architectural drawing, and you're modeling in in feet and inches, but it exports in inches. So it becomes a problem when you're trying to upload a SketchUp file that needs to be a specific size.
I've got a couple of people on Facebook who have been talking to you about 3D design and getting these things. I've been talking to them, and I want to get them on the show maybe next week so that we can do a demonstration, because we can use Hangouts here to build a model.
Well, I was talking to a guy the other day. You're trying to type in Facebook and explain this is how you use this tool.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Well, it's not impossible, but it's hard. It's on Hangout. I can share my screen and go, this is how you do it.
Yeah, and I can do it along with you at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, the visual medium is a big thing, because it's like I was talking to him, and he just getting started. He didn't understand. He was trying to show the dimensions on his he downloaded a model from
Thingiverse?
it was 3D Warehouse. It's
Okay.
And he says, like, where are the dimensions? I said, you add them. And it's just that little stumbling block when you're trying to learn something. And it's like, when you finally see what you're talking about, you go, oh, okay.
So when you say add a measurement, you're saying add one measurement and all the other measurements will come in a proportion?
No.
That sounds hard then.
No. Suppose, let's simplify. Suppose you have a cube, and that cube measures 12 inches on the side, okay?
Yeah.
Or if you use metric up in Canada, that would be, okay, let's say...
we use inches too.
All right.
Only in machine shop you do British.
Well, or 250 mil. It doesn't matter. And there's no dimensions. You grab the dimension tool, you click one corner, you click the other corner, and you draw it out. It says 12 inches. Or it says, if you've got your measuring system in millimeters, it's going to be whatever 12 times 25.4 is, right?
Yeah.
The measuring tool is not, in other words, dimensions are not stored in your STL file. They're stored in the SketchUp file. But they're basically add-on. It's like you make, in the old days when you were in drafting class, and you would make a drawing, and you usually put the dimensions on the drawing, but you could put like a piece of plastic over the top, and you could add the dimensions on that. It's not part of the 3D structure. It's added to it. So I told him you could add 1,000. That's up to you. You can add as many dimensions as you want. You got a drawing. You sit there and, okay, I want, how long is it? Okay, add the length. Click one end, click the other end, and draw it out, and you got your dimension. Yeah. Or I could actually show you in SketchUp too. What?
You see this building?
If I click on you 1 second to make it larger, that's the
Boston bookstore.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to make a kit of this.
Okay.
I've always wanted to do it. I've got pilot models. I've got 4 pilot models of this, and they're all... I can't get the measurements, and I'm not from Boston, so I can't go and put a tape measure to it.
Sure you can. You can do it in SketchUp.
Well, this is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
Can I use this photo even if it's on an angle?
Well, 1 second. Let me okay, I got my screen sheet. Okay. I'm gonna see. How do I do this? Share the link to that Sharpie photo.
Okay. Through the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll just show you how to do it. How's that?
Sure. Oh, I see a whole bunch of people have been chatting here, and I never noticed any of it. Let me catch up here.
You need a chat checker.
I need another monitor. I need a couple of monitors up on the wall.
Oh, you don't have one? Oh my!
All I got is a laptop.
How come? You probably blew up your other one.
I spend all my money on model trains.
Okay. No, but if you share that, well, I could find it myself, but
I put it in the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not chat checking.
You need one too. See, another monitor.
No, I was looking at you, sir.
They all are.
Okay.
They all are.
Okay. First of all.
Just kidding.
Wait a minute. If I can get to the. God. Oh, please don't tell me it's doing that again. Every once in a while, I start doing something and I can't save the picture because one of the plugins have crashed.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's plan to do this next week.
But okay, but real quick, just while we're sitting here.
Sure.
You start with a screen, right? You go File. Now, understand that this is close, but the picture can't have been cropped, and the reason is it uses the center of the photograph. It says this is where the camera was pointing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To get the perspective. If the picture has been cropped at some time, then the center of the photograph is no longer aligned where the center of the camera was.
Mm.
So it screws up the calculations of the perspective.
Mm. But these Sharpie photos are copies off of a glass plate.
Well, you would think so, but for example, I'm gonna import, and this is a Sharpie photo. And I'm going to open it. If you look up here, it says use as new match photo.
Yeah.
I click that. Now I get this. There's my perspective line. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in, is align my perspective lines to the perspective in the photo. So.
No way.
So what you're doing, you're telling SketchUp that this is when the guy took the photo, right? This is where the perspective lines were in the photo. And there's the point of origin. I move that right here. Now, you see right off, there's things that not lining up. And part of the reason is this is an old wooden building.
Yeah.
It's like 1700s or some crap. Which means it shifted, right? You know what I'm saying? It's
leaning.
It's out of alignment and stuff like that. So what you're doing is you can get close. And look at this. This window don't line up with that one. That's a cool building. That's a cool building, by the way. The way you got it. So what you do is you zoom in. And I give an example just on the building itself. Look at, if I align this line
sagging
right here, and I align that line right there. Look at where the
sag, big time sag.
So I'm saying that in a building like this, you can only get so close, right?
However, in terms of what I'm talking about, of bringing this file over to a laser cutter, I don't care about the siding. I care about the size and proportion of the windows.
I understand, and we're going to get close here. Right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, now see, now you're seeing this blue line lines up pretty much with that corner,
Bottom
right?
post. Yeah, yeah.
But see, now I don't know if that bottom post is leaning or whatever. But again, I'm just saying, I can tell you right here, this corner is leaning
Yeah,
right here.
yeah,
Um, so when you're ready, and once you say, okay, I'm just perfect, you click in the Max Photo, you click done, right?
yeah.
And now I hit my line tool. I remember this is my, see it turn green? That's
Yeah.
the perspective line. So I hit from that line I draw a vertical line. I come up right there where it
Uh-huh.
touches the bottom. I
Yeah.
click there and I draw another horizontal line. See?
Yeah.
Then I come out and I say, okay, the edge. You see, that's not lining up, but again, it's because the building's so wonky.
Yeah.
Um, so
And this is the problem of SketchUp because it wants to have nice straight lines to recreate.
well, it's saying uh, where was the camera when that photo was taken, right?
Yeah.
So you got to take a little bit of but here's the deal. See, now I come up there and I look.
Oh wow.
Say, there's that side.
Oh.
See, um, so what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and let's just continue on and do this this bottom wall, right?
Yeah.
Now I don't. Since you always have to work off the origin. You can't start off in the middle of here because it has no relationship, right?
Yeah. No context to the point
Right,
of
right.
origin.
So I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna find this bottom edge to wherever it's up here. That's right, because it's see it's not that far off. But now you got these two walls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say Ron says, well, I can't go to Boston or wherever this picture was taken, right? And I can't tell dimensions. Well, there is a standard door, right?
36 inches.
You sure?
I don't know.
All right. If you say 36, we'll go with 36.
Could be 32.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. There it is, right there, right? And I'm gonna I'm in window model info. I'm in the architectural. It's down to 1/16, right? I hit my dimension tool, and I dimension this, and it says 12 foot 4 5/8 inches. That's because we're
Yeah.
starting with just a picture, right?
Yeah.
My tape measure tool, I click here, click there. Ron says it's 32 inches. I hit enter. It says, do I want to resize the model? Yes. Control Shift E. 2 foot 8 inches. Now I can sit there and go, okay, that building is 34 foot whatever. It is that's how easy it is.
Wow. So if I draw that whole building, like I draw the front wall and then the side wall.
Well, the thing is, here's the deal. You say,
then-
well, that bottom is, in other words, remember this is a 3D program, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to imagine that this. Let's imagine that originally there's a vertical line right in the center, right?
Yeah.
You notice it turned blue when I went through there.
Uh-huh.
That's the center. In other words, if I go, it turned blue. That's the center. I
Okay.
draw a
Yeah.
line
Yeah.
on the z-axis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back here, and so that center of that wall is still in that line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to assume that this roof went. See, I'm staying on that line, and I come down till I'm parallel with that roof on the left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Click. Okay, so okay, that's where the roof was, right? Hit this, hit delete, hit my eraser tool to get rid of that. Click that, hit P, hit Control, and draw out.
Hell yeah.
Boom, hit that. I hit going back to it, right? And then you do the same thing. You come in here and you go, okay, there's a We don't know how far that came out, so I'm hit tape measure tool, and I'm gonna try one over here to come about. I'm sorry. So I know. See the line. See it turn. If let me go out of the picture. See what I'm saying? It's red. That's
Yeah.
that axis. And if I click here and I go on this axis right there, right?
Yeah.
Let me delete the guides. So we know the roof comes out. We don't know how far it is, right?
Uh-huh.
I click the little block. It goes back to it. Well, now all I got to do up is go hit my line tool and come out right on that line. Is boom right there. That's the edge of the that soffit or wherever it is. And the same thing. I'm sorry. I keep hit that again. And come down and same thing. It turns red because I'm on the line.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come out until it turns red because I'm on that line. Now I know. Let's see, I messed that one up. What did I do? So we need to come out this far. So we say this is the soffit or wherever the overhang.
Yeah.
Right? It comes out. And see, all I gotta do is put on the red line.
Yeah. You always know it's straight.
And now we need to come out this way, which I messed up somewhere. You gotta make sure you're on the line, otherwise it loses where it's at, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a green line. See the green?
Yeah.
Now I can sit there and go here, and
Bring it back to the outside. Yeah.
there. Hit that, get rid of it. Now, these aren't the same, and then you have to say, well, were they different? Did it overhang more on the front than on the back? You know, I don't know. It looks like it did. I'm gonna come through here and go. Well, this is a horizontal line, and it's at the edge of the building, right? So I hit my L for line tool. See, it's no color, and it turns red when it's on the line. Click right below that corner. I can just click off so I can see what I'm doing, and put go until it turns blue. Say that's your Z-axis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Click there, turns red. That's that one. And in other words, there's your stuff. So you come down there and you go, well, it comes up. So we're looking at the back side of that wall, right?
That's an interesting building. The way you're building it is that it was that second floor is an addition.
I don't know. If you look here, and we're saying, see what I'm saying, because it's all wonky.
Yeah.
But this is a good example. But by doing this, by clicking the wrong place, I just did then, because I'm not paying attention. But if I come up, I want to get right on this this line right here, right? See it turn blue?
Yeah.
So I say, okay, the roof hits a rock right here, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to come across until it turns green. Now it's this wall. Well, I know that there's center. There's the center, right? I go back, hit this so I can see my picture. That's pretty close. Look at that, right through the thing. And so I click there. Damn it! You gotta be careful if you move it out of the holding Shift key and the center mouse button to make it move around like that.
Okay.
I click here and about right there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm come down here now. Boom that. And then I get rid of the little lines. I sit there and go. Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't come. Yeah, we did. I hit there. I hit P for pull tool. Hit the control to make a copy, and I pull that back to there. So there's pretty much that quick.
That's amazeballs.
intersect faces. I intersect the faces so I don't delete the something when I'm.
Yeah.
So that quick now. There's a glitch here, so because we can't see the other side.
And that wall and that roof that's sticking out, the lower roof is a lean-to.
But see, and
That's
that
the
because
addition onto the building, not
we
the
were just guessing at the angle.
Yeah.
But see, I double click my tape measure tool, right?
Yeah.
I can sit there and go from here to right there to come around here so I can see the other side.
I imagine that's how it goes too.
Well,
It goes up to the main rafter or the main roof rafter there, and
see, all I'm going to do is put P, hit Control, pull this down. I mean, you got to use a little bit of sense, but look, there is. I hit reverse face. That's the inside face. There's your that quick, and I can sit there and go.
And from this, I could get basic dimensions of the buildings.
Well, you said that was 2 foot 8 inches. Okay.
Yeah. So now everything else is measured.
That right there is 8 foot 3/8. To the corner of that is 17 foot 5. From there to there is 31/8 and 1/16. The length of the roof is 52 foot. I mean, I keep telling people, they go on the forums, they go, I have a picture and how do I convert this to a plan? Use SketchUp.
Well, the thing is, Edward, and this is something that I suffer by, is that you get into SketchUp and you're trying to do something, and then all of a sudden you see the dark gray polygon there. It's so hard to make everything look connected and part of each other. You get those different colored planes, and then it's something you have to wrap your head around. Before it becomes easy.
Change your style. If you having trouble, okay, hit B for bucket. Okay, we'll make just temporarily. Let's make the walls make them a light green. So now you know where your walls are. This is the walls of the main building, and you say you want to, so you can visually separate them from the other ones. Okay, make those yellow, so you can see the difference.
And in a laser cutter, laser cutters can have the definitions of an etch or a cut, which are two different things. An etch scores the material. A cut will go all the way through the material.
Yes.
So you can, using colors, describe the cuts. Correct?
Yes and no. You're talking about is it an SVG file? Scalable vector graphic, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a plug-in that you can download for your SketchUp that will export the correct files with colors and everything.
Wow.
Because it's not going to read. It can read a PDF, I think, but there's like the format that these laser cutters understand. It's like a SVG. They say get CorelDRAW or one of the other things, right? That does, and that's fine.
That's a good point, because CorelDRAW has a cost. Like, it's what, $100 for the basic version, and it goes up from there.
I don't know. Nowadays they're all in the cloud, and you rent it like about a month.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just saying there's a plug-in. There's a plugins.
Yeah.
In SketchUp, you go to Extension Warehouse, and you work a thing, and you go, oh, I want and you can go to here's SketchUp STL, and there's a file that does something. And these are plugins that, like any program, that just does stuff.
So do
like
you
I said,
have a full version of SketchUp?
no, this is the free version.
Really? The free version, and you're exporting these files
Well,
with it?
yes, because see, let me show you this real quick. I showed this to Peter. SketchUp compare free and pro. And what it is, as I told Peter, is this is the pro version. An architect can print drawings, full-scale drawings, say, that a builder can use.
Yeah.
Full presentations, generate lists and reports. So he can have like a list of separate components to actually the house. I mean, every 2x4, every piece of
For costings and
yeah, and then he can export that as in a database and submit that. So that's all it's a $450 program for the pro, but for somebody that's like an architect, it's well worth it because it does all this gee whiz stuff that they have to have.
gee whiz stuff.
Well, I mean, for example,
You need a shirt that says "I'm full of gee whiz."
Yeah. For example, this building, right? I can go to parallel projection, camera, standard view, front. That's where I'm looking. It thinks that's the front right there, so that's the left side. So camera, standard views, left. Okay. Control Shift E. So I can print that. I can go File. Damn it. File. Print preview. I can say in the printout 0.138 inches and SketchUp 12 inches. It'll print an exact HO copy.
Did you say that again?
This is the print preview, right?
Yeah. Print size, scale.
Okay, I got 0.138 inches in the printout. In SketchUp, 12 inches. That means it will print an exact HO that you can build on top of.
Holy smokes. Now, if anybody's seen that photo of that bookstore, you go ahead and copy it, but I said I wanted to build that kit first.
So, in O scale, right? It's a foot's 0.25 inches. So if I put 0.250 in the printout, so this is print preview, and this is the downside because it's the free version. You got to fiddle with where they're at in order to get on the 8.5 by 11 page.
Oh, I see.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, you can. What I do is do a face view, a side view, a top view, print them out, and you can actually use that as templates.
Yeah, it's perfect for bents for bridges and things. It scales it perfectly.
Good point.
If you go to, now that you mentioned that, if you go to, if I go to structures.
Continue on, guys. I'll be right back.
And go to bridges, if I can remember how to spell bridges. That's bridge shoes. Wait a minute. Bridges. My 018 trestle. There's the bent. Right there. Exactly what I did. That was like you said, Peter. You can sit there and I just printed that out and made me a little, I glued it to something and glued some little pieces of strip wood around it, and so I could use it for. I mean, it's so easy.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And now this one is actually O scale because I'm doing it for myself, right? So,
right.
But what that came off of was that right there. See, there's my, because and here's the thing, I knew where I had to have the stuff, and you can actually virtually model it. And I can say, okay, this piece here needs to be at this place. This piece here needs to be some other place. And you can get dimensions on all your timbers.
Did you actually build that trestle on your layout?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is, I probably got, I'm pretty sure I got a picture of it. Let me see.
I'd love to see.
Tracks, graphics, let's see, R. That would probably be in the same folder we were just looking in, because I keep my I try to keep them together. Let's see, bridges, trestle. Yeah, this is when I was checking the just put them in place and checking the you know, I'm putting foam on it to build it up and stuff like that, right? Surely I got a. That's the deck being built. So here's where it went. Here's where the actual. Damn it. It was going in that area here. See, right across here. Let's see.
Was that Florist foam you were using on the bottom left?
Yeah.
I'm liking that stuff more and more too.
For that, I think I just covered that with some plaster and paper towels. I used it for like a
base.
Yeah, I mean, it was just something to block up the area. I don't remember, really, to be honest with you. I tend to use whatever I have on hand.
Yeah.
But okay, wait a minute. What is this? No. Oh, that's how I was trying to get it straight. I built the deck, and I put a piece of wood across the top, and I basically fit my bench to that, so it would be level.
Nice.
I mean, I couldn't figure another way to do it, because see the this is not the best pictures. I've got them in. If I look at my
I was talking to my son in the other room, and he gave me a good idea. He said that we should design a model and get my friend at Imagine That Laser Art to cut the pieces out so that we could do a community project.
That's an awesome idea, like almost like a book club but with models.
Yeah, so we could all build it together during a hangout or something.
That's brilliant.
That sounds pretty cool. That does.
There's the end of the bridge, by the way.
You know, that 10-year-old autistic kid has so much influence in my life.
You're developing what's going to be one hell of a modeler someday.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That looks beautiful, Ed.
That's looking down the. You know what these are? These are matchsticks.
What are?
The ties, bridge ties. Well, they say matchsticks. They're like the little bag of, you know what? Well, they got the popsicle sticks and all that kind of stuff at the craft section.
Yeah. And
they're 1/8 inch square matchsticks, basically. I figured that was like they're rough and uneven. I figured that'd be perfect for a narrow gauge.
So you didn't even have to distress them?
No.
You can distress them still, though, right? Like,
can.
what do I have a tool around here that used to be available on Micromart, and it's a soldering iron that has the tip taken off, and it's a connector for a hacksaw blade. So the hacksaw blade heats up and it burnishes the wood.
Right.
And it keeps a nice texture in there, and I follow that up with a nice brass brush or a wire brush.
Well, here's what I use. I mean, they're just little. And the thing is, you can't see the darn thing because it's up above. It's at eye level.
Yeah.
The only way I took that picture is put a little like sure shot or quick shot or whatever the heck it is, a little camera up on there to take a picture. But you know, that you could, if they were down lower,
Mm-hmm.
it would be worth the trouble. It just, I shouldn't even. I went to all the trouble putting the stupid well, like this one. Where's that picture?
I know the tool you're talking about, Ron. I've been wanting to try that. You like the results you were getting from it?
Yes, I do, but I think that it's not available from Micromart anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know why. I saw it one day and I was like, I gotta have that. Bought it. But I imagine that I don't know. Once I'll get the tool put out for next week, and I'll show the tool, and we'll try to find it online to see if it's available.
Cool. Maybe Harbor Freight or something.
Yeah, I imagine somebody's got it. It's just that it's a normal soldering iron, a pencil soldering iron, but the tip on the end is, you, instead of shoving in your needle point, you put in it's a grabber, and you put in just a small 1/4-inch chunk of hacksaw blade, and that heats up, and it's beautiful. Beautiful.
This is what. Well, I'm talking. Where is dug in? Well, darn. Where's the picture? Oh, this is what I was doing this morning before the. I was adding this. I was adding this right here, and I just used my razor saw to make scratches on the side.
Well, the point is that, you know, the burnishing feature is not really just the heat; it's the hacksaw blade. You know, so if you drag wood over a blade like that, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I know what you're talking about. I saw it. You could probably. They sell wood burning tools, and the wood burning tools has a whole bunch of different tips, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice stuff.
Take one of those tips that you don't want to use, grind off the end, take a hacksaw, cut a slot in it, take a little hacksaw blade, break it, solder it or weld it or whatever onto the little slot, and you got one.
Yeah. Yeah. And then with one of those things you can put your knot holes in, you know, and using a hot iron with those, you know, the burnishing tools, that you know, it really affects the wood by shrinking the strands, like the grain, and once you shrink it, you'll get your
yeah, and then you don't get all that fuzz either.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit of fuzz, but you take that off with your wire brush. That's what you finish that off. Your wire brush finishes that off.
What's really cool about those knot holes is a little piece of toothpick glued in. Because the wood's a different type of wood, it'll stain different.
Yeah, I saw Lex Parker doing something like that. And it's true, on the end of a piece of wood. Go ahead, Sven.
I've done this on my flat car deck too, with those different pieces of wood. Just drilled a few holes and put some toothpick.
Yeah, it works really well.
Put a toothpick in and stain those in black,
Yeah, an example of this
and the
would
rest
be
is just gray. Yeah.
if you took a piece of strip wood, right? Whatever. If you take a piece of strip wood and put alcohol and ink on it, it'll look gray on this side, right? But if you look on the end of it, it'll be pitch black.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
all that alcohol will soak into those grains, and it'll be a very different color on there. But you can't get this to be pitch black because the black's going inside and all that stuff. So this toothpick, it really adds that depth to the hole. That's such a great idea. Top tip.
Yeah, it is.
We needed like a little graphic or a logo that's boom. That was a good one.
Yeah, like a big horn or something.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Well, you can have like a little air horn, you know, the one you play at the football game.
Yeah, that was, you know, we're not talking about the exclamation here. We're talking about the tip. Come on.
I was trying to see if I had one. Oh, I gotta show you. This is the railroad line challenge that I joined in.
The peanut butter lid challenge.
It wasn't that bad. It was, I forget. It was like a foot square or something. It had to have masonry and water and.
For anybody who doesn't know, the railroad line forums, the rr-line.com forums, there's a lot of old people in there who'd never come onto Facebook or Hangouts or YouTube or anything like that, but inside there is the goods. You know, the railroad line forums is like having an open gold mine for you to go and explore because it's just got all kinds of old school and new school craftsman kits, top of the line, bottom of the line. The first place I ever shared a kit build was at the railroad line forums. It's a great place.
This is supposed to represent an old part of a factory or something.
Did a good job, I think.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, but see the thing, because it was so small. In other words, here's the final pictures.
From the contest, eh?
You know, this is the top off of off a safety razor. You can recognize, you know what it is, but I mean, it was just.
No, wait, that's that plastic cap.
Yeah. You know, and let's see. I mean, that's just. There's a manhole cover from Vector Cut.
Great.
I carved these bricks, by the way. I carved all this by hand just to see if I could do it.
Vector Cut's a company that has nice etched and laser cut detail parts, and they have this thing like
no,
tools for the machine shop, right?
Ask Peter. I made a mistake of introducing him to the site. He spent like $80 there yesterday.
Those are the goods, though. That's good stuff. You see Chester Festmeyer's fantastic auto mechanic shop photos. Like, they're the most realistic photos you could ever see. They're HO scale, and all the tools on the workbench that looks like it's hand painted, they are hand painted. They're vector cut tools,
Yep.
and they're just beautiful.
That's awesome.
But
you got to support these North American companies who put their money out to try to improve your modeling. You know, I see people all the time sinking money into these Chinese-made products. You know, you got the company, the designers live in North America, but none of their labor is done in North America. You know, and we're getting robbed every day from people who need jobs. So support local. You know, that's
Right.
my top piece of advice, because you get stuff like this.
Well, see that picture there. The only thing that's actually is real is the wrench. Look at that wrench. That's a vector cut wrench, and right there.
What I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
That
about.
is
Right
vector
there.
cut
Yeah,
here.
that's awesome.
That's a vector cut handle on top of that thing right there.
Yeah.
The rest of this is watch gears. Well, this is some. That might be some vector cut gears down there, but that's like a watch gear right there. And the rest of that. So is that. That's just junk.
Yeah.
It's like it's people going, oh, I don't have the money. Well, look around. Again, there's a piece of evergreen I-beam.
And it's to talk about those watch parts, Ed. I bought a couple of watches for $12 a piece that have the gears on the inside. They're actually viewable gears through the thing, and the one of them I kept. The other one I took apart for the gears.
Right.
I spent $12 on it. How much do you think it would cost you to get those gears in another way?
Like $3 or $4.
Oh.
And
Where do you get them from?
you go to if you go to Hobby Lobby, there's a craft section, and they're on a rack. There's this woman. It's like by the scrapbook and stuff.
Okay.
I think. Anyways, there's one section, and there's little baggies filled with watch gears.
No way.
Yes. In fact,
Wow.
I saw them the other day.
I gotta make it.
I wonder if.
Yeah.
I wonder if
do.
it's online.
We don't have a Hobby Lobby here in Canada, which
Well,
is crappy.
it was it wasn't a store brand, so it might be you know what I'm saying, it might be something
Available online.
if I can find.
The other thing that I like to find is real small chain. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, but this isn't the same. These are
You can
big.
get that in the jewelry making area, Ron, in a craft store.
Here we go. I think.
You guys have Michaels
Right
up there at all?
There it is, right
Yeah,
there.
we've got Michaels. Yeah.
There you go. $12.99.
Oh man, look at that. That's the
So there's a name. So you can do a search for Lisa
Pavelko.
or whatever. But she had like had these, and she had it's in the clay. Oh, look at this. See this? Steampunk punk watch face, steampunk dust. I mean, here's one of just all that. See that? So
I'm going to Hobby Lobby with $100.
That's $6.99 there. So just tell it. I was just saying. You ask, where can you get them? Like on hand. Here's
Available online.
She calls it steampunk floss for $8. I mean, there's a couple of those, and you'd be set for a while.
Yeah.
So the reason I said the name is you may not have a Hobby Lobby, but
the name's available probably.
that is a brand name of some sort. So
yeah.
You may have. It was in a section. What is this? They said it's in the in Hobby Lobby. It's in the clay jewelry making section. Well,
I'm on it.
I'll just paste the link in the thing there,
and we'll put that link in the show notes.
Yeah, man. I just you're saying, oh, I wished I had some little watch gears for a project for an old factory.
Well, I just, like I said, I spent $12. Like I didn't get that many watches. I wasted a bit of money, obviously, but yeah.
I mean,
this is the good stuff. This is what you paint this stuff black and throw it on the layout with a little bit of texture, and holy smokes,
absolutely,
that's detail.
Well,
that's magic.
That's like what you got here? Micro inclusion kit. I have no idea. I don't know what that is. That's some kind of Oh, she got a little bit of everything in there. I see. That's all like for scrapbooking and stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they think.
But well, that's like, I tell you what. Every time I go to this is the one we looked at originally. Every time I go to like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, I always go by the beading section, because not only is there's all these little metal beads that are all kinds of shapes in the world.
Uh-huh.
Right? They also have all these tools. All it's little for metal working and bead making and metal stamping. So they got little hammers and screwdrivers and wrenches and pliers and cutters. And I mean, if you're working as a young lady and you're using like foil and you're using little hammers and things, to make foil objects, well, I'm sorry, it's a modeler. It's a modeler. It's the same tools,
Yeah.
My lamp that I'm making, which I have no idea where it's at, but the go away. God.
You talking about the schoolhouse lamp?
Yeah. I was just going to show a picture when I showed you, and I don't remember where did I save that? Oh, I know where it was.
You had it saved as schoolhouse. I remember that.
It was under the street light.
Those are really nice looking.
Where we go to? Where am I at? Oh, graphics. It's our micro mimesis. And I had street lights. So the deal is, I'm making a street light for my okay. There's the 3D printed thing. These are beads. I got the beading section. Here's a better picture. These are just two beads I found at the in the beading section. That's a piece of.
They have a hole through them.
They have a hole. I had to drill it out for this, because all I had was this 3/32 evergreen tubing.
But the fact that there's already a hole drilled in it makes it a lot easier to get that hole reamed out.
The hardest part, because these are like white metal or something like that, is holding them while you drill it.
Yeah.
They want to spin on you.
Yeah, well, if there isn't no hole in the beginning, that's a chore.
But, so here, I mean, what the heck?
Yeah.
And I mean, that looks like something that looks like a street lamp to me.
Yeah, you put a warm light in there, it looks like a gas light.
Sure.
I'm going to have to order, the ones I got, if you look right here, that's actually a surface mount LED.
Yeah.
It's a bright white or whatever, so I need to get some yellow.
I have a link. Actually, maybe I'll share the link. It's not so secret. I bought 100 surface mount warm white LEDs yesterday for $6.99.
Wow, you stole them.
And I'm gonna put the link up.
Now, are these just the LEDs?
Yeah, you gotta put wires on them, but
That's a great price.
yeah. Well, you know why the price is the way it is, because you got to do a little bit of work, but
Yeah, it's worth it.
so
Well, I was trying to get a damn O-scale switcher, and I have not been able to.
I'm gonna share my screen to show this right here.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
So it's a pure white. You can get the warm white, and it's $4.99 for 100.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and all you have to do is put the wires on, and once you figure out how to put wires on these things, it's not the biggest deal.
Well, see, I bought You can get
Model you
pre-wired for $15, 20 of them.
What's? Oh yeah. See, yeah.
Like this one right here that's a warm white, pre-wired white.
Where are you getting these from?
Oh, this is eBay.
Oh, eBay. Yeah.
This is the one I just showed you. These are all pre-wired, and they're around. You also get the resistors with them.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of those too.
So you get a green, red. Come on, oh, we go.
Evans Design is a good source too if you want pre-wired.
Who's that?
Evans Designs.
Yes, I've used Evans Designs and they're great. The
Yeah.
North Carolina trip, I used Evans Designs exclusively, and those are awesome.
Because you got the one that's pre-wired with the resistor and everything.
It's already in the. All you have to do is plug it into the power.
Yeah.
It's done. Yeah.
They got well, here's $14. You get these are orange, but you know.
Yeah, I need to get a couple green ones.
Yeah, for your where did I say it? Right there.
Yeah, I want to put that in my via train cab so that it looks like the computers.
Well, you know what you could do?
Are live.
Just put a regular LED. Go down to the store, get you some hard candy that's wrapped in a little cellophane.
Yeah.
Like the green cellophane. Glue it to the back. Put your hose to it.
Oh, I've already got the whole light box put together and the green pop bottle in the back, and all I need is I put a warm light in there and it's not coming through. I need to have a green light in there so that I can double up on the hue.
Yes, we must double up on the hue. Yes.
Must double up, must. Yeah, so we've covered that. Actually, Al Mayo's gonna. He may, if he has time. Like he wakes up late. He told me so, but he said he was interested on coming on to the show. He wires up all these LEDs for his own monster LEDs to retrofit engines. So that they've got proper lighting or better lighting. So he'll probably talk about his lighting kits, which are nice. Like I just showed you, you could get 100 for $4.99, but you got to wire them all together. You got to put your resistor in there. You got to, wire them all up together because you got multiple lights that are going into this engine, and Al does it all for you and probably gives you instructions on how to install them and where to hook them up on the DCC decoder, which would be totally important for me because I don't know how to do that stuff. So
he's got some great tutorials on his site on him doing just that.
Yeah, he's a man with some character.
Yeah, he's a character, all right.
Huh. Yeah. Excuse me, I'm eating right now, trying to get so you guys don't hear my stomach growling.
The thing with Al, and I think it's the same for all great videos, is their enthusiasm is contagious. When you see them do a great project and they get all excited, it just I don't know about you, but it just makes me want to come here to the shop, turn some music on, and just unleash hell.
Yes. Oh, so I put up a little survey this morning to find out if somebody wanted me to build a harbor tub boat, which sounds like a great weekend affair, a couple of beers, the hot tub, the boat.
You and the pool boy?
But it won out over the lobster boat. by 4 votes. So I'm going to put together some tools and stuff. If you guys want to chat about anything you want, I'm going to put together some tools for about 5 minutes here, and I guess I'll start building it.
Nice.
Well, I gotta go get something to eat. I'm gonna see what I got in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Watch you eat a sandwich. I got peanut butter and jelly. I need a sandwich. That'll work.
Mute yourself while you're gone, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
Yeah, and I'll be
go ahead.
I'll be back shortly too, Ron. I gotta get run tend to a family matter.
Sure thing.
All right.
Steve, you're the only one left. So, oh my gosh, we got Peter back. He must have been watching.
Did we drop them on the floor?
I can hear you, Peter.
There must.
There you go. You fixed yourself. Good job. Okay. So I had a few
pieces because they are confusing.
Yes.
Would you look and see?
I need you to mute yourself, Peter, because we can hear the...
Well, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Huh, because my thing says that I'm muted. It also says that my video is off, but I see myself down at the bottom with the video on, so I don't know what the story is.
It's probably an Apple-Google war going on. You're using an Apple device, right?
Yeah, I'm on my MacBook.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
We'll see if I can figure something else out here. Over here on the side here. Anyway, proceed, gentlemen.
Merci beaucoup. Yes. So yeah, I bought a whole bunch of Frenchman River boats last year. Because I had a bit of a project coming up with the client that fell through. It's kind of the name of the game when you build models for people. Sometimes you buy something before it's paid for.
I've been there.
So I'm getting feedback from somebody here. It might be me. No, I think it's Hoffy. Steve, if you're on, please mute yourself and unmute yourself when you want to chip in. Otherwise, I'll have to mute you on the soundboard here, which would cut your ability to chime in. I'm going to mute Steve until he mutes himself then. How's that? There we go. So I bought a bunch of kits earlier in the year to do this project, and it fell through. Just trying to get rid of all the extra sounds here. It's still happening.
Apparently, there's not going to be a way.
Sorry, Peter. I just muted you by accident. I didn't mean to do it. There you go. It looks like you're off.
No problem.
I'm thinking maybe what I need to do is to leave the call and come back on. That's
Sure.
what I'm going to do.
The link's
I'm leaving
active.
now.
Okay. So like I was saying, I'm going to try to change cameras here. It might pop me off, so I'm going to reduce bandwidth here to try to make sure it doesn't pop me off.
what kind of kits were those, Ron, that you purchased? Were those Seaport Model Works?
Frenchman River Model Works. Frenchman River, I made a boat earlier in the year. This boat. Oh, my camera froze.
Yeah, I'm trying to enlarge it. There you go.
Yes, yes, the camera's freezing. The problem with this camera is it's an HD camera, and it worked before great, but I think that my computer's getting old.
What do you use? What's your laptop?
I have a Acer Aspire 5 with 8 gigs of RAM, but I think it's how Windows will collect all kinds of garbage until it kills
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do it this way. So this is Frenchman River steam powered freighter.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's not completed fully. I gotta paint the blocks. I got a sailor in the pilot house there. It's basically a really nice resin casting kit. There's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resin parts on the thing, and the rest is multimedia metal parts and stuff like that. So I wish I had my other camera working, but like I said,
You're gonna add that into your port diorama?
it might. They're all gonna sit on the shelf until I find out which one looks best on it. Because of the size, one might look better up against the bridge than the other. So in these kits, it's a multimedia kit. You get lots of tires, for bumping up against the dock. You get some string for the rigging. Small chain and beads for the starboard and the signals on the boat itself. They're made out of beads. Little detail parts and such. Just got a message over on Facebook. I think I got a bleep. So yes, it's Peter. Okay, let me get the invite. Okay. So these kits are really easy to make, and the thing that people, it's sometimes easy for people to say, okay, I'm going to paint a piece of wood because I know what the effects of the paint and the moisture and all that stuff is, and that's where my experience is. Other people are the other way around. Plastic is their forte. The thing with resin is that resin will always have a mold release included with it. I have a can of mold release here somewhere, but again, I'm not prepared. So you can see the boat is 2 pieces. As you can see, this boat is 2 pieces, and to basically put this together, it's you paint this piece, you paint this piece, and it's just
There's
done.
the other piece. Now all the edges are done.
I just muted you, Peter. Your wife's a contributor on the show.
Sorry, yeah, I'm good now,
Okay.
I think.
Okay, there we go. So to paint this model, you know, in the instructions, Jim, the owner of Freshman Model Works, provides you with a nice listing of different ways you can paint the model. Because, you know, each and every company has their own painting style. You know, the main deck is medium gray. The hull is black with the red oxide below the waterline. It tells you all the stuff you need to paint it before you start the model. And you know, it might surprise you, but it's not often that you get a manufacturer who will tell you how to paint the product, what colors to use. You know, some of these manufacturers say they want to leave it open to the modeler and stuff like that. But I'm under the impression that if you don't put that in there, you're just being lazy in the process of the design. And anybody who doesn't want to take your tips on coloring don't have to. You know, they bought the kit, it's theirs. You know, but to put this stuff in the instructions is important. And Jim and his wife, who are, you know, they both do run this business. You know, they take care of all that stuff. And you know, there's only 2 parts in this kit. Two parts. Well, there's a little detail parts that go along with it, but you know, you get a good amount of instructions. And you know, it's not necessary to have an exploded diagram, so there isn't one here. So what I'm going to do over this week is I'm going to take video of painting and detailing this entire kit, where next week I'll have a 5-minute highlights video, and I'll finish off the weathering live on the show. I think doing it right now with you guys all watching would be a big drag to sit there and watch me do this the whole thing. However, I'm going to do it on video so that each step is described and shown. But you know, I think this kit was maybe $40, and it's done. It's done. You know, there's no work involved with it, so it's a really nice kit to do. To give an example of a different style of kit, a boat kit. Again, I'm flying from the hip here, shooting from the hip. Actually, they're not in front of me. I have the 2 Jewel boats from Sierra West Scale Models. I've built a few of them. I've actually got the built kits over here. I like building boats because they're weathered. They're all weathered. This is an example of a boat from Sierra West Scale Models. The bottom is a 1-piece resin casting. The pilot house is wood on card. The mast is wood dowel, and then you put your own string rigging and all. So you know, it's got all the detail in the world. I have yet to paint this little barrel here. I just noticed that. And here's the other Jewel series from Sierra West Scale Models. You know, in this kit comes, like, it's got the same kind of instructions that the Craftsman kit has. This is a Craftsman kit too. So these models are, it doesn't take too long to build these models, and you really learn a lot about weathering from something small like this. So I'm a real keen guy. I'm real keen on marine modeling, as you can see. I wish my camera would have worked. Otherwise, I would have started building this right away.
So how is the casting quality of the resin pots? Is there a whole lot of sanding and filling to do?
So in terms of filling, you'd have to fill if it was honeycombed, right? So on this, I see no honeycomb, but in terms of fidelity of detail, you might be able to see that this is a diamond plate metal on the decking. Can you, with all the diamond plate, the grip for your shoe,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. But I see no, there should definitely be flash, and underneath this bolster right here, there's a little bit of flash underneath the relief, which is expected, really. So I'd have to cut that flash off. But I'm really getting nitpicky by saying that, because there really isn't much else to say. Like, okay, through here where the chain comes through for the anchor, that needs to be popped through with a needle, but that's expected. On the pilot house itself, no honeycombs, which means that they probably cast this in a vacuum, in a vacuum sealer or vacuum thingamajigger. But there's no flash on this. Even in the windows, the flash is taken care of. You touch it up with your knife in spots. I can see a little bit in the porthole here, but this guy's a professional. This guy's definitely a professional. And on the inside of this casting, I see copyright 1995. So he's been doing it for a bunch of years.
Yeah, I got a resin kit over here.
Let me
It
look
just
at this.
came in a bag with no instructions. I've already cleaned out the windows and started sanding the large areas, which are easy accessible, but this thing needs a whole lot of sanding and filling.
And you need filling. Again, is the filling honeycombed? Is it because of the little divots?
The front bumper needs to be cut out down here.
Oh, I see. Look at that.
Yeah, those side skirts need a whole lot of sanding on the side itself, and the back looks like no words for this.
Oh, goodness. So this guy probably just pours his resin without a vacuum form.
There's a little bit of interior, but it has no steering wheel. It doesn't come with a kit.
Yeah, this is what you'll get out there. Sometimes when you're.
It was just a plastic bag.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a plastic bag with all those parts in. Yeah, and I now need to figure out a way to get this cleaned up, get it painted, and get a chassis built for it. Yeah,
Hopefully it didn't cost a whole lot of money.
No, it was €9.50. But
So
I knew I had in my collection a set of spare parts from Herpa trucks.
Oh, okay.
It's always a set of two. So I have enough axles, enough wheels, and frame parts to use to build a chassis for it. Fifth wheel, everything that I need is in here.
Yeah, always get two because you never know when a part's gonna crumble.
Yeah, those spare parts are always the sets of two.
Oh, okay.
And interestingly enough, the spare parts, if you buy a set of two chassis and two cabs, in addition, they are cheaper than buying a complete model.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna have to look into that. Just for spare parts around the machine shop and stuff. Huh. So, Peter, it's been a wild week. I talked to my client yesterday evening, and I think I mended some bridges there.
Oh, good.
Is
Good. I could hardly believe that people would would treat you like that. You know, it's just bizarre and totally inappropriate.
It's totally inappropriate. You never know what the person's motives was. He could have
Yeah.
been, you never know. He could have been trying to find out the other side of the story to help out. I don't know I don't even know who it was. But I'm not going to dwell on it. It's over. I'm not going to get another dime out of that guy, but I'm allowed to call him now.
Well, good. Good. You never know. You never know. After a little while, things calming down and all, he may be interested in having you do something again. You know.
Yeah. Well, the thing
But
I
it's
lost
likely to be a while.
is kind
It's
of
a shame since it was somebody who you really had a good relationship with and that you had a lot of ongoing work. You know.
Yeah, like there was so many opportunities there. Like Lund Studios came out with 2 kits, and they sent him those 2 kits before they were even announced. And
Really?
I would have had videos and everything on those kits.
Cool.
Because they were coming right to me, and it didn't happen. It's not going to happen now. So. That's the shame of it all. But whatever, I'm not dwelling on that. Otherwise, this week was a lot of putting together stuff. I contacted people who I thought would like to talk about the show. They never replied to me.
Well, you know, you're just getting it off the ground.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to take a while.
Yeah, I think so.
It's going to take a while. I would not get discouraged at all for at least 6 months.
Yeah. No, to everybody out in the audience, Peter has become my moral advisor, and I kind of appreciate that a lot.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you, Peter.
You need a moral advisor.
You got that
There
right.
you go, Ed.
You got that right.
The word of experience, huh?
Yeah. So did you do any modeling this week, Peter?
No, I'm still hung up in my chair, you know, for recovering from my foot. So
that must be driving you crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of. I'm getting to get some reading done and some videos watched and things like that, which is good. This coming week, I expect to do some very limited stuff. And then I have my post-op visit with my doctor on Thursday, and hopefully everything will be found to be fine at that point. And then I'll be able to get up at least for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes at a time, which would be enough that I could have something set up on the kitchen table and I could go and work on it for half an hour and come back and sit in the chair for half an hour and that kind of thing. And I could accomplish quite a lot at that rate. So
yeah.
We'll see. It's just I knew it was going to be like this when I decided to undertake this. So
Yeah.
What can I say?
Get through it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So what's all the things that are on my list? What am I on my list? So I got to call Al Mayo. Probably I told him around 2. James Wright. Maybe I should call him. What do you guys think? Let's see if James is around. Yeah, so I was thinking about this video that I'm doing, like the highlights video. I think I'm going to do it much different for this week's video. And I'm also going to redo last week's video so it's a lot tighter and only in one video. I don't know if...
Yeah, I think only one video of all the highlights would be good.
Yeah, like I put it out there this week because I didn't want people to think that I wasn't working on it. But once you get into a file that big, it is a substantial amount of work to, like, because you figure, like they say, 1 minute of video takes an hour of editing, and I've got 5 hours and 30 minutes of video, and to get the best parts out of that, there's a couple of hours of good stuff, right? So I think that I have to do a little description, maybe a 10 to 20 second tease, and then move on to the next point for the videos, because I really think that the magic's here during this raw disaster. Rather than some silly video that, you know, I spend all week playing with. And also I got to do other videos. You know, I got to do the videos that I've always done. So I can't be doing, like, I got to cut that work down to a lot less. Sorry, Ed, I've muted you, but you don't have to be mute. You just don't swear like me.
You know, I was in another screen, I'm doing something, and iTunes opens up, and I click on something, and it goes crazy. I'm like, don't be opening a screen up when I'm busy. I don't need that crap, you know?
Apple's seen that Google was doing something on your computer, and they're just like, no, we look better. We look better,
No,
don't we?
it starts going, iTunes needs a library. Go away! Leave me alone. I'm trying to do something here.
It is. It's called Google Books, Apple. Yeah. I've got a product here that I'm not allowed to show. Do you realize how hard that is? Awful.
You're coming out with your own line of Viagra.
Well, I can show this part. You guys all seen these before, but I've got something else that I'm not allowed to show yet. It's all part of that, and it's gonna be fun.
It looks like a fast tracks jig.
Yes, that's a fast. This is a number 5 fast tracks jig, code 83.
One thing that I just learned about the fast track jigs that might not be common knowledge is that the base on the micro engineering 70 and 83 rail is the same, and so you can use a code 83 fast tracks jig for code 70 rail also.
Yes.
And vice versa.
Mm-hmm. And you definitely cannot use the code 100 rail in that jig. It's a terrible waste of time to even try to get the flange down to do it.
Right.
Ask me how I know. Go on. Go on. I got it, and I thought to myself, well, I'll make half these. Like, I had to make so many code 100 and so many code 83, and it was just a bad idea. I don't even know if a code 100 jig would work with code 83. I imagine it would with your the little triangles, the track gauges. I imagine you could get it to work with the track gauges, but they're not interchangeable. You have to get the proper size of jig for the rail you want to use. However, that's not the topic. The stuff that I want to work with is got much more detail in them, and so that's going to be next week under an NDA still. So I put a call out to James. The problem with this Google thing is inviting people into the call is kind of difficult. Like, I don't know if it sends you an email during the invitation or what, but you have to be on Google Plus, and even then you could miss the invitation. It's almost easier to send an invitation to somebody over Facebook. It's my only complaint. Inviting people. Somebody who wanted to come on the show who doesn't have the ability, who wants to get we're gonna get the parts and stuff to get that together. His name is Randy Peprock. You ever heard of that guy?
No.
No.
I believe so.
He's the gentleman who runs Downtown Deco.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that would be him.
He'd be a good person to have on here, yeah.
Great kids.
He's actually I follow his Facebook. We're getting feedback from somebody. See, he's a really interesting fellow to me because I used to be a punk rocker when I was a kid who used to work in a punk rock cafe that we had bands in all the time, and I'd play music and I play guitar, and Randy's in a rock and roll band, and you know, on an off-topic kind of thing, we've got something in common, as well as the fact that I've built probably about 40 of his kits. So. I think that's.
I like the fact that he hand carves his walls.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to, I really can't do that because he's giving away his trade secrets, but I would like to. He's actually published some DIY step-by-step kind of instructions on how to do it, and basically he just puts like a ruler across it and takes and scribes the lines.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just like, wow.
You know, he's a real down-to-earth guy, and I imagine that if we put together some questions beforehand and kind of give him a warning of what we want to talk about, maybe he'll be interested in giving the goods.
Like I said, on his own, it was his website or someplace. He actually showed how he did it.
Cool. Yeah, I've seen pictures.
He wasn't like afraid to, you know, this is a trade secret. I don't want to give it out because you'll make buildings and that sort of thing. It was more of a hobbyist turned manufacturer that goes, here's how I do it.
You know, there's got to be a point in time where you recognize the fact that only a small portion of the people who watch your stuff have the patience you have. So if you don't have that patience, you can't accomplish what he's trying to show you. And so it's kind of like, this is how easy it is if you've got the patience, you know? So it's like, he can show whatever he wants because who's going to carve out bricks?
In HO scale.
Yeah, yeah.
I would.
You have. Let's be honest.
I'm just that crazy.
Me too. Me too. So, actually, considering what happened this morning with my cold start, let's just say, I'm gonna test with him during the week and try to get things set up. I want to talk to Steve sometime this week so that we can try to get this tool to work, and maybe we can put together a tutorial that's based on our program to be able to maybe get some people using the program as well. But as you can see, the disaster that I had back there in the video, there's a little bit of a learning curve. The other thing is I talked to a gentleman from Colorado who used to own a radio station, and he said that he might be able to get me a deal on some soundboards and equipment for my shop here, so that I'm not hooked up through USB, so that I could have everything hooked up and then have one output to my computer, which would be ideal. But I gotta put together some pennies and maybe take a withdrawal from Patreon. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I just sent a message to Mr. Wright. It doesn't look like he's available right now. I'll put a message out to Al Mayo, see if he's around.
Big Al.
Is that his YouTube name, Big Al?
He calls himself Big Al. I think it's.
Or is it Monster?
Yeah,
You're
Monster Railroad.
Okay, invitations out. Yeah, this guy. If you've ever seen Al Mayo's videos, he, like, his preference, like, he does rolling stock and engines. He weathers them, he paints them, he makes them really highly detailed, and he likes to do his graffiti by hand as opposed to decals. And actually, it seems like he's against the decals, like it's cheaping out or something like that. I don't know what the effects are. Like, maybe that's something I want to ask him, is like, what is it that bothers him about decals? Is it the fact that it's lacks the skill that you need to do the graffiti, or is there a real noticeable difference? I imagine there is. With the edges of the decals, you'd probably be able to see them, or maybe the sheen off of it. I don't know.
Well, he does the custom graffitis based off of prototype photos, which would mean if he would work with decals, making each decal based on a photo. Cut this graffiti out of a prototype photo, get it straightened out, and print it on a decal paper. And then apply it to a model.
Yeah, I have decal paper. Got this Scale Effects package, and it works really well, and I'd like to use it, especially because, like, when I go to paint, the girls love me. Like, I can't get I don't have a steady hand at all. So yeah. I have a feeling that decals would be something that I use for certain things. You know, you see the little signatures, the little black line that's put on the side of a car. I don't know how anybody would do that freehand.
Yeah.
So
that whole subject, people get very passionate about. Boy, some people love it. I think it's great, but man, some people are just dead set against graffiti on their models.
yeah, I can see if you no, I can see it if you model before a certain period, number one, where graffiti never was. However, if you model modern day, it's got to be an ideological decision that you've made that this is a part of the railroad that I don't agree with, so don't put the graffiti on it. I can see that, but I don't do that. Like I don't feel that way. I feel that I was born in 1975, and ever since I was born, there's always been graffiti.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Always.
it started in the 60s, I believe.
Yeah, so they were well practiced by the time I arrived.
You know, I don't believe that anything's new. I was reading this Google book, and it was I was looking up track bumpers, right? And it was why they would not. And this is like 1904, and it was why they did not want to put track bumpers in the switching yard. It was because young engineers would get up there and they'd run too hard to actually run into them. Basically clowning around. So, you know, people don't change.
Yeah, I can see that being a problem. You like they put airbags in cars. You've seen that on TV or on YouTube.
Well, I'm just saying that humans don't change. Technology changes.
Yeah.
But there was a when I was researching coke ovens.
Okay.
They one of the things where the supervisor had to watch because the guys were paid by the hour. They were not paid by the tonnage.
Yeah.
So what they would do is they would open the oven up and let it burn up, and that way they didn't have to do all the work.
Yeah.
Screw it, company, you know. It's like
union. So what are you working on, Peter?
Yesterday at that open house, I picked up a Ferguson feed and hardware from Jimmy. It's a Craftsman kit, and you know, you reference ADD a lot. I suffer from the same thing. I've got my module that's under construction, but I go through these tangents where I see a kit and I get interested, and next thing you know, I've got 4 different projects going in different parts of the shop. So that's basically what I'm doing now.
Yeah, inspiration drives the projects.
Hey, Peter, did you see at Facebook somebody posted says, "All right, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna pay my bills. Oh, look, Facebook is open."
Exactly. Exactly. Here comes the next shiny thing.
Exactly.
Oh, look how pretty that is.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely I'm a Craftsman kit addict. I love them. I love everything about them. And to your point, Ron, I mean, it literally is like a school lesson. Every one, you just pick up slight little different tricks and techniques from the different manufacturers. And back earlier when you had said about the paint recommendations, I'm right there with you. I like to hear and see what each manufacturer, what each creator recommends, because from that, you know, you can just put your own little spice into it and come up with something great, you know. So it's much more. Buying a Craftsman kit is far beyond just the wooden sticks. It's, you know, get inside of the head of the artist that created it. That's an aspect I absolutely love.
Yeah, yeah. I used to, I can't really say work. It was kind of like a barter deal. I built the website and took photos for the instructions for Imagine That Laser Art from the original founder. It's been since sold to another guy, and I still do. I still acquainted with that gentleman too, Nick Masney. Nick and Renee Masney are the new owners, but the old owners, they didn't want to put painting instructions or painting tips in the instructions, and I don't know if it was the owner who did it or one of the guys who came in and stuff like that, but he came in with washable markers. And the idea is you use washable markers on these kits, and then you use a piece of paper towel and you spread it out, and it looked neat at first. However, when I brought the stuff home and tried to clear coat the stuff, the clear coat picked up the washable marker part and made a mess of the kit, right? Do you think I could go back to the shop and tell the guy what the problem is and have him move to a different technique? No. He wouldn't move to the different technique. He put that stuff into his instructions, just use a washable marker. And I had to deal with people emailing me for about 1.5 years because they thought that I was the author of the instructions. I had to constantly deal with stuff that I really tried my best to be the bearer of bad news. When I work with somebody, I'm the guy who says, you know, this is wrong, you know, and you got to fix this. People are not going to like it, and you know, if the owner doesn't listen, there's nothing I can do.
No, it's unbelievable. Imagine That. I'll tell you, I fell in love with their stuff. And I first saw their show demo at oh God, it was in Massachusetts at the big train show, Amherst.
Yeah.
And their stuff is just unbelievable. I've never built any of their products, but one of these days I'm going to.
Yeah, that layout was built by I just had the name on the end of my tongue.
Oh, the show layout that they bring?
Yeah, I was there during the whole build. I put parts together, but I never did the layout itself. Like I built components and stuff like that. I think I built it could have been the switch. I built a couple of switch towers. I don't know if that's the one that's on the layout, but I did work on that layout. So yeah, that was fun.
That thing belongs in a museum.
Yeah, I think so too. Hi James, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Can you hear me okay? I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about it today, and I was just finishing up soldering some photoresistors for the crossing gates.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not like if I give you the invitation and you're busy, just don't answer. No big deal.
Okay.
No big deal. No love. No. I wouldn't get angry or anything. We all got lives.
Oh, I know.
You know.
That's all that is, man.
It's the people without children you gotta be suspect about.
Yeah. Yep, that's true.
So if you did any work on the layout this week?
All I did was cut the turnouts. Probably see the turnouts are cut now, so I don't have just overlapping cork.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna glue it down this afternoon, and then Tuesday my tracking stuff comes in, and I will sand down the cork and then start laying the track.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Kind of in a hold pattern, waiting on the track. I messed up on my train world order and forgot to add something, and then I added something, and it caused like another 2 or 3 day delay for them to get the item out the door. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are you using to glue your track down?
I'm gonna go with just some silicone adhesive.
Perfect.
So something not too crazy, because obviously once I get to running, if there's any issues, I want to be able to rip it back up and fix, kinks or something that I missed.
Yeah, and that stuff comes up real easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and then, I kind of want something more durable, because the last time I moved, like the track and the roadbed came up, but this time I'm gonna liquid nails the roadbed versus just physical nails, and hopefully the track will hold its own. But if I have to move, I'll probably go put like a screw every so often to hold the track in place and make it a lot safer for moving again.
Yeah. Well, as long as the foam doesn't bend and the track is ballasted, it should be rock solid.
Yeah. You would think,
But
but the movers have a good ability of breaking things up.
yeah, Murphy is one of their names.
Yeah. Yep.
Right on.
So yeah, these little photo resistors is what I was working on today. Just I crushed some, removing them from my last layout, so I had to replace some on the MTH crossing gates and make sure they worked. So I just wired everything up and tested the gates out.
Oh, so these are MTH crossing gates. Okay.
Yeah, they're like plug and play pretty much. They've got but the photo resistor is what I screwed up, and so I had to replace the photo resistor on one of the ends. So.
Yeah. I've used the Circuitron ones like that.
Yeah.
I butchered a couple.
I looked in the IR, but it just seemed like too much.
Yeah, I got I used gel CA, which turns white. The gel part turns white and crusty, and it kind of covered covered everything so that the lights inside the layout, it just, one wasn't working because it had too much crap on top of it as compared to another, so I had to buy more. These are the mistakes you learn.
I got a lot done today, though. I found all the stuff I was missing. I was missing my voltmeter and got a Dremel 3-pack of tools that I couldn't find in the garage. I found that, so I'm ahead of schedule.
Right on, right on. That's the great thing about moving, too, is you get everything put away to the side, and those things that you've lost, some of those things reappear, right?
Yeah. It's good when I tried to de-hoard a little bit so I don't have too much stuff to dig through when I'm missing something, but I still have like several boxes of junk down here and stuff I got to go through.
Yeah, tell me about it. I've got boxes that I know there's good stuff in it, and I won't even touch it, because I don't want to put it somewhere else, because I'll lose it in full. Some boxes that just don't get touched because you know what's in there and you don't want to screw with it.
Yeah.
Right on. Right on.
But yeah, that's all that's new with me. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. I had a full week, the ups and downs of the self-employed.
Yeah.
I pulled out this tugboat today. I'm going to build this on video this week, and then during next week's show, I'm going to show a highlights video of what I did to build it.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's basically painting and weathering is all you need to do to it. So it's a nice, easy kit to do.
Huh, sweet.
Just try to do something small because I've got juicers coming from Duncan McCree and Tam Valley Depot, and I've got a client who lives close to me, just about an hour that way, and I've got to do all his switches for the first time. I'm terrible at DCC or electronics. I'm terrible at it. I took it all the way through school, but I'm still terrible at it. So I gotta go there, and I figure the juicers are the most, hook them up and they work. That's great.
Yeah.
right up my alley. So doing that.
As long as the turnouts are prepared, right?
What's that?
As long as the turnouts are prepared, right? So all the gaps are cut and open.
Yes. Yes. They're all cut. Yeah. I won't even talk about it. Whatever I do, the first time I do it, it's always a disaster. My model railroading career is a collection of disasters and how I fixed it. Serious, James. You got that look.
I thought my image was frozen or whatever. I couldn't tell because I'm using my phone. I usually don't, but yeah, I'm the same thing. I'm trying to recover from disasters. Even with that MTH thing, I took a flathead screwdriver and poked it down into the photo resistor, and that's why I had the problem I had.
Yeah, lessons are only learned one way, the hard way.
Yeah, that was really a boneheaded move on my case though, because I was getting frustrated trying to get the layout disassembled, and I just they wouldn't come out by pulling on them, so I just started poking with whatever I could find.
So, guys, next week, James, if you're interested on coming to the show, I could call you earlier if you wanted.
Okay.
If you're interested, no big deal. If you got something to talk about on the show, let's give me a shout on Facebook about it. And we can prepare a little bit for it, and then you can, have a good spot.
Yeah, I've got I should have a lot more work on the layout done, but my spidey senses tell me something I've got going on Sunday, but I can't remember. I'd have to look.
That's all good. That's all good.
I'll check and get back with you.
Yeah, I'm not. We'd love to have you. I know that talking to people in the real life situation as opposed to a scripted situation is something that people would really want to see. So.
Yep.
That'd be good.
Very cool.
Thanks for accepting the invitation. I think I'm going to end this, guys. I'm running out of things to talk about.
Alrighty.
Peter. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry I didn't have a whole lot to talk about myself.
It's all good.
Believe me, it's going to be a banner day when I get out of this effing chair.
I believe it. We're going to get that commercial kind of where you're jumping out or doing something. I don't know.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Steve, you too. I'd like to talk to you someday this week. Maybe we'll get this darn software put together and have something. Maybe we'll talk about some end scale. He's probably gone. Sven, you too. Same. Yeah. Let's talk. Not on Facebook. That's got cooties.
Well, I'm not on Facebook at all.
I know. But, send me an email. We'll put something together and start getting this show into, maybe segments or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it has a lot of potential, and, it's just going to take a little while to shake all the bugs out.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, goodbye, guys. Have a great day.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, Peter.
And Ed, we're daily chat, I think. He's probably gone. He's probably swearing at somebody. You weren't on yet, James, but I was talking to Peter, and then all of a sudden, right in the background, it was like, curse, this, that. Oh, mute him. So, yeah. So, thanks for coming on, guys. Yeah. Thanks for coming on. I hope Peter. I almost forgot you. Thank you for everything you do. You know, you might think that I do a lot for the hobby, but it's really inspiring to me to have people boost you up a little bit, right? And you've definitely done your part in inspiring me. So, thank you.
Well, just my 2 cents is don't let the less than 1% take your eye off the ball. You're doing great stuff here, and I know I speak for dozens and dozens of people. So I really enjoy your stuff. So keep it up, Ron.
Thank you. So I guess we'll call this a show.
All right, see you, Ron.
Talk to you guys later.
All right.
You guys.
See ya.